Alright, so we're here. Just missing 3 people. Nope, 2 people now. Now back to 3. Tease! Alright, I'm gonna go to the actual dub content. There we go. I'm gonna increase size, wait for others. Oh shoot.
Hello.
Hey Bright, what's up?
Not too much. Excited to be getting back to it. Been a
Yeah,
while.
it has been. Thank you, holidays. And more to come. Like, we'll probably only get to do this weekend, next weekend. But for sure, we're gonna get through Case 4. For hecking sure. Wait, Elden Ring? Uh-oh.
Hello, Flair. Oh, he muted.
I'm here.
Hi, Flair.
Hello.
Okay, I think I messed up my promotion thingamabobbers, so I want to see if I can find where I put it.
Who is stealing the chat title?
Oh gosh. There we go. Change message. Time to conclude this amazing flashback case. Ah, crap, there we go. Oop. I'm twitchy tonight.
Of course you're twitchy. Where else are you gonna stream?
YouTube.
There we go.
True.
I pulled my audience, and a lot of people seemed okay if I were to swap to YouTube. Or I might kind of do 2 at once, if possible. I don't know.
There is a way to do both 2 at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some people who do
you
that.
can do simultaneous broadcasting.
Yep, with my new PC, I should be able to do that. Especially once I get into full VTubing fun stuffs. I have been corrupted! Screw you, Falai! How dare you!
Oh, you want to screw me, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to say no.
Oh god, shut up!
This suddenly got this. We suddenly stumbled into a different genre here.
That
You need
is...
only merely ask.
No, Kaylin, don't encourage it.
I'm always going to encourage.
Oh dear.
I know, that's why I had to tell you not to do it.
No, encourage him more.
I will be everyone's chastity.
You'll make sure we stay as normal and not unhinged as possible, even though that's like next to impossible.
There is no normal, only Yule.
What?
Nani?
Zool? Like Ghostbusters Zool?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You've never watched Ghostbusters?
Nope.
Ah.
I've seen the movie once in my life.
It's still a good movie. It's goofy fun. So...
I have had the song irrevocably damaged for me.
How so?
No, don't say it, because then it can be damaged for all of us.
Oh no, say it now, say it.
Bustin'.
Oh, that meme. Yeah, I've heard that enough on other,
Busted makes
on
me
other
feel
streamers'
good!
No, just have the word bustin' repeated over and over and over and over and over.
Yeah, I can see how they get old pretty fast. Anyway,
There's a song edit of it.
Unsurprising.
has anyone
No, I'm pretty sure that's where it comes from.
heard from Overgrowth yet?
You mean the one who
she's right
just
here.
walked in?
Hello!
Wow! Look at the timing. Hello!
Did you just introduce me?
Yes.
Speak of the devil, and lo,
Oh,
he shall
no.
appear.
Hold up. Who owes me $100? Someone took the channel title. They owe me $100 now.
It was me!
All right, Kayla, you owe me $100.
Lamb sauce.
Give it. That's your
very
New
sharp
Year's
knife,
gift.
Meat with dip in the lamb sauce, potato, and broccoli.
Awesome. Thank you. What is the
What?
background? What's potato?
Was that
My-
your boyfriend or your brother?
That was my boyfriend. He gave me dinner.
Yum.
I'm just here, potato and broccoli, and I'm like, what?
All right, we are all here, everybody. Y'all see
Let's
the screen?
go.
Glory,
Yes.
glory, hallelujah.
We are
I will
live.
give you money in the form of your little suit that you want to get made.
Well, since
I
everyone's
need-
here,
I need to invite the bots.
our our
Oh.
overlords. Praise be to Crane
Our
Crane.
AI overlords.
Yes.
Big
Yes.
join.
All hail.
Now recording.
Now recording.
Hello, bots. It's been a hot minute.
It sure has.
Another one.
Another one.
Nope, there's only two. Not another one.
And another one.
All
Another.
right. I have now officially hit the recording button.
Woohoo!
Like I say every freaking stream.
Yeah, all good.
That's not.
You
the plot.
only have to forget once.
Yes.
And
Okay.
then
And then it was agonizing pain for somebody else. When you present the badge instead of clicking on the thing you walked over to.
Yep. Oh man. Good times, but speaking of which, how are you doing with the focus dub, not the stream, the dub episodes? You know what I mean.
It's
thing-
been a hot minute since I've had the time to get back to it. I'm gonna be honest.
Fair enough. All right, so shall we sync up and get back into it?
Yeah.
Indeed.
All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Someone say something.
Sonic.
Flabber. Blah, 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 blah.
Sonic.
That works. Did
Ooh,
everybody
we gotta
say
see the
something? I only
movie.
heard a
Doesn't
few
that come
people.
out in like 2 days?
Yeah, we all said something. I'm sure we did.
Doesn't that movie come out in like 2 days?
No, 12
Sonic?
days.
Wow.
I thought the
Sonic?
Sonic movie came out on the 10th.
20th.
Ah, my mistake.
the Sonic movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sonic 3.
I didn't actually know that was
I don't
coming
even
out.
remember where we were.
You didn't know it was coming out at all?
I mean, I did know it was coming out. I saw the that shadows in it.
Yeah,
That's
played
all you
by
need to know, really.
Neo himself.
Yep. Keanu Reeves. You'd love to see it. All right, here we go.
Piano.
Reeves, yes. Excuse me. Yeah.
You know who that is, but I also don't know who that is.
John Wick.
Keanu Reeves is Neo. He's also
Oh,
John Wick.
Yep, John Wick.
Okay.
Detective Bad.
John Wick. Neo. He's done a lot.
Indeed. Detective Bad. What exactly was Case searching for?
Nothing that concerns you, boy.
It's your deepest, darkest secrets.
Oh, and I suppose it has something to do with gay.
Yes.
It does, because she's Faraday's daughter. Anyway, hurry up and get to the point.
He's looking for a way to ensure that Edgeworth is also chased forever.
I don't have time to waste.
Obviously, the way to keep him chased forever is to make him interested in a man who has no interest in him.
The man that
Just
has no
someone
name.
dressing blue.
No, it's to kick him in this special place again.
Oh, please. Yeah, no thank you. It sounds like he'd rather be left alone. I have something I'd like to confirm with you once again.
I don't have anything to say to you.
Be that as it may, we still have questions that we need answers to. And now then, first of all, what is the overpowering smell that is permeating this room? Upon entering this room, I thought I was going to suffocate.
It's the smell of cat piss.
Ugh.
It's that
Oh.
ultra
I also love how it's like, oh, sorry, but he's like, I don't want to be, I want to be left alone. Anyways.
It's that ultra strong perfume you wears. She spilled some of it. I was having a bad time of it myself. I didn't think twice and opened the window, but that smell's still here.
Perfume, huh? So, the sweet scent in the air is perfume.
Well, it's giving off quite a stench. I bet it's some cheap no-name brand.
She said it's a famous brand from overseas.
It's a knockoff. Yes, definitely a knockoff.
Wait, when they say overseas, do they mean Asia or America?
Depends on what we're playing.
No disrespect, but she forced one of those bottles on me.
Maybe it's
By
what-
overseas, we mean India.
Don't worry. Just
By
think
overseas,
of it
no,
Europe.
guys. Obviously, it's Antarctica. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
I was going to
Yes.
say
Where
Australia
you get the
or
best
Hawaii.
perfumes, like Polar of Bear.
Ew, the
That's
penguin.
the North Pole. South Pole is penguins.
Okay, oh, ew, the penguin.
Here, little girl, you can have it.
Wow, that sounded creepy.
I was
Don't
going
you-
for much more
Don't
expensive and
you
refined
want it, little
perfume.
girl?
Okay, you're making it worse.
No.
This from the man in a trench coat, too.
With holes.
So help me, if his car of choice is a white van.
Oh my
I
god.
like the
also
idea
have-
that Detective Bad just walks around being the most suspicious person ever, but he's actually incredibly nice.
I also happen to have free candy if anyone wants some.
No.
No.
He does have lollipops.
Yeah, he
That is
does. Yes,
Oh, is that what's in his
Fine.
mouth?
No,
Yeah,
you
that's
guys
a lot
weren't
of
supposed to say that yet. That
No!
wasn't revealed.
Boom! Spoilers.
Oh. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Wait, you mean that's actually true?
Oh gosh. Well, let's.
Yeah, it's a cigarette.
totally sick.
However, seeing as how you happen to have a spare, I suppose I'll take it. Miles Edgeworth, you'll hold on to this bottle without fail.
What am I, the butler here?
I'm going to take it, and then I'm going to give it to you because I don't like it.
Why can't she ever be honest about her wants? Perhaps I can just repackage this for her Christmas gift this year. I mean, no one heard that, right? So, now we have...
Honestly, that would probably work.
And then she pretends she likes it.
I know exactly, right?
Yeah. So now we have the perfume Miss You wears. Just fantastic. Bad.
Is that all you wanted to talk about? If so, I'm going back to investigating.
Actually, I still have a few other things I wish to inquire about.
Too bad, still investigating.
So you were in this room the entire recess.
Like I said, I made a
Bullet.
call to the precinct to get that big lug down here. But other than that, I was waiting for the recess to end in here.
At least your story is consistent.
Earlier, you stated that you were in this lobby with Miss Yu.
Yeah, I ran into her into the hall. Yeah, there. Yeah, I ran into her in the hallway. She said she wanted to talk to me about something, so we came in here.
Then, what you're saying is that until Detective Gumshoe's arrival, you and Miss Yu were in two different locations.
Guess I am.
Interesting.
Speaking of that lawyer, she seems to have a great dislike for you.
Ugh.
Let's see. Miss Yu is the sister of the victim of the KG8 incident. And, as I recall, Detective Bad was lead detective on the case. I wonder if the reason for her disdain isn't simply because you failed to guard Cece, but because you were the lead detective on the case.
You knew?
It's public documentation. Who wouldn't know?
I
Anyone
don't
who
think it's
doesn't read the public documentation.
It's probably in police records.
Yeah.
Yep, police reports are public information.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Especially in Florida. Hence the
Oh,
Florida
it's
man.
Florida man!
Florida land!
It takes a solid 6 weeks to get a police report. It's ridiculous.
Damn.
In Florida or anywhere else?
In Florida.
Oh.
Yep.
And God help you if you have a New York one.
Oh boy. I also know that today's trial involving the Cadopian Embassy staff member is being referred to as the second KG-8 incident. Now then, Detective, I believe it's time you were honest with me, and told me the truth behind your relationship with Miss Yu and Mr. Faraday. And the KG-8 incident. I demand exposition!
No. Bye.
Damn it!
If you already know that much, I guess it'd be alright to tell you.
Here we go. Now then, I'd like to ask you a few questions about the KG-8 incident.
It's not exactly a happy story.
Exposition!
Other than the people who were directly involved, you two will be the first to hear what I'm about to tell.
Reveal!
No, it's a lollipop.
The honest truth behind the KG-8 incident.
Considering how long it's been in his mouth, that is
Oh.
a very large lollipop.
I mean, we know the age-old question: how many licks does it take to get to the center of the
No. It's an everlasting gobstopper on a
Yep.
stick.
That's pretty much what I just said.
Faraday, you, and I. As you already know, we three were involved in the KG-8 incident. Faraday and I, we were originally on the trail of a smuggling ring.
You mean the smuggling case involving one of the Amano Group's secretaries?
The affair ring!
That
Welcome back
trial
to
was
the
just
affair
a
ring.
front.
A facade.
Ooh, they even had the little squiggly on the C.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the case became
That thing has a name, you know.
tainted.
What is that
The
name?
thing!
What is the name?
I don't remember it, but I know it has one.
Well, we have some French-speaking people in here, so maybe they know.
I believe it's a Cedille.
Kalen and myself can speak a little bit of French, but I don't remember what it was actually called.
I have absolutely no idea what that thing is called.
Well, Bright said Cedille, which I guess makes sense.
Sounds like a woman's name.
Just like in Spanish, we have the tilde. That's a little squiggly line on top of some letters in the Latin alphabet.
While the English language, we have the entire English language. Nobody understands it. It is just, yeah.
All because the witness who is going to testify about the Amano Group's ties to the smuggling ring, CCU, was killed.
Then, what became of the secretary who was arrested?
His name was Colin Deveray.
It's all coming together.
To be honest, that guy didn't know a thing about the smuggling ring. But he confessed to knowing about it anyway. Deveray was probably being intimidated by the big boss man. Just another scapegoat.
The boss man of the Amano Group. He can't seriously mean Mr. Ernest Amano. I'm friends with that guy.
He's so earnest, it's in his name.
That can't be right. It's probably just Detective Bad's personal hypothesis. What is he trying to do, suspecting Mr. Amano of being involved with smuggling?
Oh yeah, he's my friend, and my friend can't possibly be guilty of anything, ever.
Isn't that right, Mr. Manfred von Karma?
All my friends.
I suppose it would have been quite difficult to secure an acquittal after he confessed. But the man who killed CCU, Manny Gochin, was a completely different person. But since he's already been acquitted once of her murder, Mr. Faraday, how could you have let him go?
So, the guy, Deborah, he basically took the fall after CC was murdered.
Yep.
Well, he took the fall for the smuggling operation that she reported on, not for her murder.
Yeah, no, but because the witness was dead, they could just get away with that.
Well, yeah, essentially that investigation was dropped because the witness died.
Yeah.
So they were just like, well, the guy admitted it.
Yep.
That's it. Gotta love Japanifornia's police force.
Woohoo!
If I
Nothing else that could have been possibly done.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, I heard that Mr. Faraday had an important piece of evidence stolen from him.
That wasn't Faraday's fault. It was mine. I wasn't vigilant enough. Faraday, Cece, I was supposed to protect them both.
Miss Yu did mention that as well. About how Detective Bad was supposed to guard her sister.
But even I, who was supposed to protect them, I fell into their trap.
What kind of a trap?
The holes in this jacket are a testament to that trap.
Oh my gosh, he's Vash's Stampede. You mean, you were fired upon?
You were shot that many times in one gunfight?
No. Only about half of these are from that case. But the reason I continue to wear this jacket is to remind myself of the lessons I learned from the KG-8 incident.
How big were those bullets that were being fired at you, dude?
I was having the same thought. Those are some big ass holes there.
Must be 50
See, you're
caliber.
thinking that. I'm just thinking if half of those were from that incident, what are the other half from? Were you trying to turn your coat into
He was on an
into a ghost
archaeological dig and had to avoid some spear traps.
I was going to say, were you trying to turn it into a ghost costume, but Charlie Browned it?
No, I just got into an altercation with a man with a cannon. No big deal.
Ah, I see.
That's a story I want to hear for later.
Carry on.
I see.
I couldn't protect CCU, and the suspect was found not guilty. We had hit a brick wall as far as the law was concerned. That's when she came to the courtroom, the victim's sister. That's when I first met Callisto Yu.
About when you first met Miss Yu. It was on the day of the it was on the day the verdict of the KG-8 incident was handed down, was it not?
Yeah, Faraday and I, we apologized to her from the bottom of our hearts. It was all we could do. But just saying you're sorry won't bring my sister back, she said. And then she gave me a hard slap across the face.
Well, she certainly had a lot of self-control to stop at just a slap. If it was me, not even 100 lashes would have been punishment enough.
Would burned you at the stake.
I suppose not. You said it herself. She never wanted to see either of us ever again.
But after that, you've seen her many times over, correct?
Yeah, Faraday and I, even after the KG-8 incident had come to a close, we continued to hunt down the smuggling ring. Got involved in a variety of cases. But it was no use. We cracked so many different cases. But the result was always the same. We couldn't find this real mastermind behind the ring.
Is the ring really that big?
It was in the pursuit of the ring that we met you once again.
7 days.
Oh
I
no.
was thinking Lord of the Rings personally.
Yeah. Bad?
Oh. It was during another trial related to the smuggling ring. Faraday was the prosecutor, and I, as the lead detective, took to the witness stand. She appeared out of the blue as the defense attorney. Her client was related to the... Sorry.
That's okay. I'm going through that too.
That's
Don't want
my
to
job.
steal your lines,
Yeah.
little boy.
Her client was related to the smuggling ring, and she was defending them.
Yeah. You was pursuing the ring as best she could as a lawyer. I think she defended Rel this time for the same reason.
Come to think of it, Miss Yu did say something to the same effect.
I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KG-8 incident, alright?
And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer.
Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rel was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him, ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. It doesn't matter what her reasoning is. Helping a criminal is just despicable.
You're so naive, little girl. I could have stolen this lollipop from you. That's how naive you are.
How dare you insult the daughter of a Von Karma!
Just like us, you felt she had hit the limit of what the law could do. That's all.
The law is merely a tool. There is no limit to it, only the skill of the craftsman.
You two are still too young. But one day you'll know what I mean.
You'll know that this sucks.
But enough sidetracking. What matters is that we met you again, in pursuit of the smuggling ring. That's all.
And now Faraday's turn. So, what was your relation to Mr. Faraday? You even seem to know Kay fairly well.
I met him when he was a rookie prosecutor. Known him ever since. And Kay, I've known her since the day she was born. Faraday and I, we cracked quite a few cases together.
But you two seem to have made no progress at all in the Yatagarasu case.
Did we touch a nerve?
I only have one thing to say to you. No one knew more about the Yatagarasu than me and Faraday. That's why I was called upon to testify in today's trial. to prove that Rel was not the real Yatagarasu. Which I would have done if he hadn't turned around and accused Faraday. After the accusation, I was asked to testify, but this time to prove or disprove the accusation. But I guess I won't be doing that either.
I sense that there's more to that statement than meets the eye. Perhaps a bit more digging into the Yatagarasu is what's necessary. Last bit, finally. You claim to know much about the Yatagarasu. Would you care to share what you know with me?
What you two should be looking for right now is proof of murderous intent towards Faraday and Rel.
I agree. Which is exactly why I'm asking you about the Yatagarasu.
What?
The KG8 incident and this second KG8 incident. Both of these cases are tied to the smuggling ring. And in both of these cases, the witness who was to testify about the ring was murdered. However, there is one point in which they differ. And that is the presence or absence of the great thief Yatagarasu. Mr. Rel claimed to be the Yatagarasu. However, in the middle of the trial, he suddenly declared Mr. Faraday to be the real Yatagarasu. Then, during the recess, they were both killed. Don't you find it to be the least bit odd?
Miles Edgeworth, stop beating around the bush and just spit it out already.
I believe that there must be some reason that the two men suspected of being the Yatagarasu were both killed at the same time.
A reason, huh?
And so, in order to catch Mr. Faraday's and Mr. Rel's cold-blooded killer, I feel that I need to learn as much as I can about the Yatagarasu.
If it will help you solve this case, then I'll tell you. I'll tell you the reason why we've never caught the Yatagarasu.
Because he's me.
Vanishes
What was
into
that
night.
sudden outburst for? You almost made me whip you by accident.
But
Vanishes
has
into
it
the
ever
night.
been by accident?
No! It still accidentally whipped me anyway.
There are three main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be one step ahead. First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object. Second, the Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. Third, the Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind, ever.
I see. So those are the Yatagarasu's special traits.
Sounds like an incredibly elusive thief.
The Yatagarasu has never been caught on tape, never tries to draw anyone's attention, and would never do something as lowbrow as commit murder. That's how I knew that Rel wasn't the real Yatagarasu right away.
But you can't use that sort of logic on its own to prove that he wasn't.
Listen, little girl, I'm not done talking yet.
Ugh.
What's different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Kodopian embassy. The Yatagarasu.
The Yatagarasu sent the evidence.
Until now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I and a select few others knew about.
In that case, How can you be so sure that it was the Yatagarasu who sent it?
That's easy.
He wrote his name.
A special card that only the Yatagarasu uses was attached. That's how I can be so sure.
And just what sort of card is it?
Here,
It has
take
to
a look at
seashell
this
on
article.
Oh no, that's the wrong card. We don't want that kind of card.
Shelly!
That
Whenever the Yatagarasu wants to publicize something, a white card is set, along with the stolen information. But when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was.
Ah, and that's how Detective Bad knew that Mr. Rel was a phony. Rather clever. Thank you very much. I have a much better understanding of the Yatagarasu now. It only took 30 minutes.
It's only taken us until this point in case 4 of this game for us to know what the Yatagarasu is.
Legon?
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes?
His Honor would like to transfer the evidence from today's trial over to you. Because it's getting dusty, so if you could please head over to the courtroom, it'd be much appreciated, sir.
Understood. I'll bring an extra dust swiffer. I'll be there shortly.
Thank you.
Detective Bad, what does the law mean to you?
Silence. Finding the answer to that question is the only reason I'm still alive.
Oh, well, I hope you don't find it anytime soon, then.
I became a prosecutor to find the answer to that question myself. And to play a part in ensuring that all criminals everywhere are found guilty. Because my character arc has not concluded yet.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth.
It appears that His Honor is still a bit dispirited.
For the first time today, I experienced what it's like to stand at the witness stand. It sucked. I don't know how any of you can deal with it. I now have a greater appreciation for just how hard it is to give testimony. I mean, saying exactly what you saw? Somehow it's a lot harder than I thought. Who knew the truth was such a difficult thing to say?
It's almost like this is a fictional game or something.
Well, there's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. As a judge, no one expects you to think about anything other than the verdict.
Wow.
Francisca, there is no need to further press His Honor.
I mean,
But I'm not trying too
we
much.
know for sure that he definitely doesn't think about anything else.
Yeah.
I'm just stating the facts, Miles.
He is thinking. Not about the case, though.
Your
He
Honor.
thinks.
Your Honor. Your Honor. I've come to collect these.
Someone reboot His Honor.
Just quick, hit him on the forehead.
Your Honor.
All right, pull the plug.
His Honor has experienced an invalid operation and must shut down.
Your Honor. I've come to collect the evidence that was to be transferred to me.
Hey,
Your Honor. The evidence?
Your
Honor!
Oh, yes, can I help you? Who are you?
I'd like to collect the evidence now, sir.
Your Honor? Do you think you can stay focused long enough for at least to do your job?
Yes, I'm sorry.
This man will be prosecuted, or will be judging for the next 30 years.
And I would, except that the defense attorney has yet to arrive. I think it's supposed to be someone named Hawk Wrong?
She is...
Hawk-Tua?
No, that's stupid.
She is busy with the investigation, so let's keep this brief, Shall we?
Very well. In that case, please confirm that all the pieces of evidence are present. Furthermore, the evidence that was used in the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell are also included. So please go ahead and use them in your investigation into their case.
Understood, Your Honor. The pieces of evidence that were used in the murder of those two men. This could be a very good chance for me to find new leads regarding their case. And maybe even something that will finally lead me to the truth.
I've placed all of the evidence over at the prosecutor's bench for you.
I see. Thank you very much. I will go and confirm that they are all accounted for. But first, the defense's bench.
Steal misused evidence.
Evidence that Miss Yu prepared is just sitting here on this table. This will be like taking candy from a baby.
Or like taking a lollipop from Francisca.
Which is
No,
fine
you-
by me.
Yes!
You should. There we go. Thank you. I was like, someone make the shadow joke. I got talked over.
Francisca?
You've got to be kidding me, guys.
You know you
This
can't
is
just
like
walk off with it, right?
Of course I do. Miss Yu must have been caught off guard by her client's sudden accusation. I wonder how she would defend Mr. Rell in that case if he was still alive. I would probably defeat her in 5 minutes. Oh, excuse me.
Goodbye.
Oh, hello again. Who are you?
So, this is the evidence related to today's Kodopian embassy trial from Mr. Faraday's bag.
Sorry, hold on.
Okay.
In the void.
Still ready for tomorrow. You mean the evidence bag that was on the table in lobby number 2, right?
Yes. Finally, we can now take a look at the evidence itself, and not just data about them. Let's be sure to thoroughly examine them while we have the time.
Agreed. I want to take a good look at all the evidence from the embassy matter too.
And why is that?
Because I still don't fully understand what today's trial was about.
Gah! Don't point your crop at me just because you don't know something.
And don't you try to order me around just because Papa chose you today.
I see someone is still sore about not being picked by Mr. Von Karma.
You're not
Karma's
even
a
a
bitch, ain't
prosecutor
it?
yet, Francisca.
It's also real to see that knife up close.
That knife is much smaller in like this version than it is in the 3D or in the DS version. Holy crap.
Wow. So, we have the knife, the gun, an envelope, and what's this organizer doing here?
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot to tell you.
About what, Your Honor?
They found Mr. Faraday's personal organizer inside that evidence bag of his. Detective Bad requested it be passed along to you. He said it would help the investigation.
Detective Bad said that.
Yes, I just told you that.
What a strange stroke of luck.
Excuse me, Your Honor, I have a bad habit of confirming what people say. Well,
I'll make sure to do that
I'm a-
all the time in the future. It sounds like
I'm a
a good
Japanese
idea.
visual
I'm sure that
novel. I
will
have-
never get tiring at any of my years working on the judge's table.
yeah, Flavis.
I'm a Japanese visual novel. I have to repeat everything. I
Yep.
hear.
Well, at least all the important things.
Well, never look a gift horse in the mouth. We might as well flip through it too.
Gotcha, never look in your mouth.
I won't rest until I inspect every suspicious looking nook and cranny.
Adding it to the counter.
I've been without my dose for weeks now.
This-
Troll.
This gun. It was originally used to kill the Kodopian embassy staff member. When the crime was reported, the responding police found Mr. Rell still holding it, which led to his immediate arrest.
And then this gun took the original shooter's life. How ironic.
Indeed. There doesn't seem to be anything else we can learn from this piece of evidence. It's the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday.
Who would have thought such a beautiful piece of art could be used for such a cruel act?
And it's never crossed your mind that you use your writing crop for the wrong purpose.
Hey, it's
Yeah, the
good.
riding crop is only used for two purposes. One of them involves beating horses, and the other involves beating people, which
Ow.
I guess with Zeus it would actually be the same thing.
Double whammy over here.
You get hit double.
No!
Both times by the riding crop.
Oh, no.
So does that mean that if he gets hit once, it counts as 2, or does he need to get hit twice for every single time? It's supposed to be at least
Yeah, he
1.
needs to get hit twice.
It is twice, so that we can add it up to 4.
Oh no.
One for pain, one for pleasure.
No,
Oh!
no.
Oh
I'm off this now. Let's move on.
I took a quick look through these documents before the trial started.
One taught me love, one taught me pain. Well, I wasn't even Ariana Grande. Well, I wasn't even afforded the opportunity to skim it.
I suppose I should explain it to you then.
Yes, you should. Perfectly and in its entirety, if you please.
Let's go over this case again.
On a dark and stormy night of September 8th, an embassy staff member was killed in front of the embassy. Is that enough embellishment for you, Francisca? I mean, perfection's what you
Could
wanted.
use more.
Okay.
Could use more adjectives.
I'm sure he had a very flattering name.
The appropriately named staff member died of shock due to being shot in the heart.
Shot through the heart.
Yep.
And you're to blame.
Baby,
I don't
you
know
gave
the rest of the
bad
song.
Macrel was brought in that night as a suspect and thoroughly questioned. Because the murder weapon was found on him, for which he was arrested on the spot.
A simpleton of a man, that's what he was.
That's what Takumi thought too.
I still like the pun of his name.
Perhaps he was, for the weapon wasn't the only incriminating evidence we had. Mr. Rel was caught in the act on film by a security camera.
He was an even bigger simpleton than I thought. I can't believe he didn't notice a security camera.
The Kodopian embassy security system is supposedly very well designed. He may have simply not been aware that there was a camera in the area.
So, have you seen the contents of the video for yourself?
Yes, the surveillance video the security camera took was played during the trial by Mr. Faraday. You can clearly identify Mr. Rel on it. Even the sound of the gunshot was crystal clear.
So the footage included sound, huh?
Oh
You know-
yeah, you guys are from like the past future.
Imagine.
Future past.
I don't think I ever want to see the moment of someone's death in real life.
Also,
Too bad.
Yeah, like the way this whole thing reminds me of the. I don't want to delve too much into it, but the whole murder with the CEO thing, like God.
Oh, mm-hmm.
The what?
Oh,
Don't. No.
let's not.
Okay.
Me neither. Mr. Faraday's organizer. It appears he was in the habit of using it.
It looks like he wrote his strategy for getting Mr. Rel convicted down in here.
There's an auto scroll.
Nope, not at least. Yeah.
Well, we can always review it later, but definitely important. It appears that Mr. Faraday honestly believed that Mr. Rel was the killer in the case. And it would also appear that he had proof that Mr. Rel was not the Yatagarasu. And he apparently also had a very definitive piece of evidence. Yes, I believe that Mr. Faraday was well prepared to discredit any claim Mr. Rel may have made about being the real Yatagarasu.
And he had the way to prove that Mr. Rel was the guilty party in the embassy matter.
This organizer's a clue straight from Mr. Faraday. I'll have to take my time and give it a thorough read later.
there's a picture stuck between these pages here.
It appears to be a key.
Could it be the key to this entire case?
And a rather ornate one at that. Just look at the design on the handle.
The craftsmanship is superb. Could this be the Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentioned in his organizer?
The Yatagarasu's key?
Detective Bat said something earlier. Bad?
Oh, what's different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. The sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Kadobian embassy. The Yatagarasu.
The Yatagarasu sent the evidence.
Till now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I and a select few others knew about.
Mr. Faraday must have been trying to keep the secret key safe.
As the prosecutor on both the Yatagarasu and smuggling ring cases, that's to be expected.
I then later put this key in my hair.
Aha! Oh wait.
They stole the key.
That's odd.
What is it?
Mr. Faraday didn't mention anything about a knife in his organizer.
That certainly is odd.
The weapon that was used to kill the Kadopian embassy staff member was the gun. But if that's the case, then where did the knife that was used to murder Mr. Faraday come from?
Isn't it obvious? It was brought into the courthouse by Mr. Rel.
He was in prison.
That's the only logical conclusion, right?
No, because it's not that easy to smuggle a weapon like that in here, or in Japanifornia in general. Every person who enters the courthouse doors is checked thoroughly for contraband.
Well, not that the knife is in areas.
Oh.
Okay, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole.
Not so fast.
Listen,
Objection.
I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people in the ER who have seen much stranger things shoved up there.
See, this is why I will never be a doctor.
It's like that, I think the article has come out for this year of the top 10 weirdest things found up people's asses.
And I bet every single one of them said that they accidentally fell on it.
Absolutely.
Why do you say that? Is that the thing that we're anxiously awaiting to hear about each year?
Because there are people that anxiously await this every year. I've seen people meme about it.
Oh my god.
Would you rather that or storing
the weirdest
cigarettes
thing
in your
ever
stomach?
is? Maybe it's 2 raccoons.
Moving on.
Furthermore, the suspect was handcuffed,
Kinky.
making it impossible for him to bring a knife as large as this inside.
In that case, how do you suppose this knife ended up inside the courthouse?
It was manufactured in here.
I need to think carefully here. There is nothing related to the knife written anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. However, it is a fact that this knife came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. Conversely, there is one item listed in Mr. Faraday's organizer that no one has claimed to have seen today. So in order to solve this mystery, I believe I will need to take another good look at the evidence.
Miles Edgeworth, can I take the fact that you have yet to answer me to mean that you don't have an answer for me?
Actually, I do know the answer, Francisca.
What? Then what is it?
One of the pieces of evidence we've been holding has been hiding a secret of its own. And it was through this piece of evidence that the knife was brought into the courthouse.
I love how they're like, this is so complicated.
What do you think?
It's obvious to at least me, but...
Oh no, I see. It's the key. Yep.
Alright?
When you showed the knife, I saw the design of the handle.
This Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentions in his organizer. This is how the knife was brought into the courthouse.
You're not making any sense, Miles Edgeworth.
Use your eyes.
You just need to look a bit closer, Francisca, to see what I mean.
Perhaps opening your eyes will help.
Don't the color and the ornamentation of the key's handle remind you of anything?
They do remind me of the knife.
Very good. Here's a gold star.
Thank you.
Both the Yatagarasu's key in this photo and the murderous knife have this very unique design on their handles. Furthermore, even though Mr. Faraday mentions the Yatagarasu's key, the only object we found at the crime scene was the knife.
You don't seriously mean to say?
It appears that you finally caught up. And yes, I do mean to say that these two pieces are, in fact, one and the same.
But that's impossible!
Even if that is what you believe, we should still investigate this possibility.
Have you never heard of a switchblade?
I'm thinking the same thing.
Now then, let us examine this knife in a little more detail.
I can't believe it turned into a key! Do you think there was such a trick to this thing?
So, the weapon used to kill Mr. Faraday is actually the key the Yatagarasu stole. This piece of information is more critical than anything we've learned up until now.
Frankly, I'm shocked.
Mr. Faraday only mentioned the key aspect of this piece of evidence in his organizer. It's possible that even he had no idea the key was hiding a knife blade inside.
This is like the one Fry meme video of "I'm shocked, shocked." Well, not that shocked.
But if that's true, then only someone who knew about the key to knife trick could have killed Mr. Faraday.
Even among law enforcement, this key was top secret. We're looking for someone who knew even more about the key than even Mr. Faraday. Meaning that the only person it could be is the one who sent the key in the first place. The great thief Yatagarasu.
Then maybe Mr. Elwilly was the Yatagarasu. And he was the one who killed Mr. Faraday. Isn't that the one possible scenario?
No, not really. Especially since Mr. Faraday was absolutely convinced that Mr. Rel was not the Yatagarasu. Besides, as Detective Bad said earlier, Bad.
But when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was.
I see. Alright then. I guess the person who knows the trick behind this key is someone else, and that person is the real Yatagarasu.
It's me!
Okay, Kay, wait 7 years. It seems that this key is truly the key to solving a case.
You stole my pun!
Ha! Laugh at my wordplay.
You stole my pun, you
I don't
bastard.
know. I don't know what you're talking about, voice in my head.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
That's odd. We're short one piece of evidence. And the piece that's missing is a surveillance video that was played in court.
The surveillance video?
That's kind of big.
How could the piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go?
The video showing the moment in which Mr. Rel committed the murder. Where could it have gone indeed?
Are you done with your inspection of the evidence?
Yes, I'm finished. However, Your Honor, I am missing a single piece of prosecutorial evidence.
Your Honor? Were you derelict in your duties?
Obviously.
What? No, I dare not lick my duties. What do you take me for?
What the fuck?
I don't understand
wrong
these
with
big
this
words.
person?
No, Your Honor. The most important piece of evidence in today's trial, the surveillance video, is not among the evidence you laid out for me.
Well, I certainly didn't lick it, but I brought Mr. Faraday's whole bag with me from the crime scene.
Did you eat it whole?
Maybe the tape is still somewhere at the crime scene?
There's something wrong
Suddenly,
here.
suspense music.
Something about this missing piece of evidence. It would appear that for me to find the answers I seek, I will have to pay another visit to the scene of the crime, defendant lobby number 2. Whoosh. Okay, look who it is!
Oh,
Hey,
The boy!
Oh, why is he wearing that?
it looks so weird.
That's Detective Bad, but who is he with? It looks like some sort of those furry things.
Furry
I've
things.
never seen that officer before.
Bad.
So, did you find it?
No, not yet. And I've looked everywhere. I can't find a hotel for us to stay in.
I see. Well, then please continue with your search.
The right one.
Understood. I'll continue the search for both what you asked me to do and also for a hotel for us. What are you doing here? You're the one running this show. Prosecutors like you shouldn't even be allowed at crime scenes.
And you should be allowed in the public light. Huh? How dare you? Just who do you think you are?
A wolf. What are you?
I'm a gay.
I am a prosecutor. I am Miles Edgeworth. There's nothing else that needs to be
Neither
said.
of those things are species. How dare you? This is a affront to my entire character.
What was that all about? And who was that man just now?
Whoever he was, I have never seen a more impudent officer in my life.
For a
I
second,
hope you
read
all
that as
like my
impotent.
cameo in this case.
Does he even know that we're standing right here behind him?
I know you're standing right behind me. What do you want, kids?
Oh,
Does he know we're here? I know you're there. Okay, read mine.
Does
It
he
looks
know
like
we're
you're paying
here?
attention
I can
after
see you
all.
in the mirror.
Of course I was. I have eyes in the back of my head.
I thought it was only mothers who had eyes in the back of their head. Wait, are you Pregante?
oh my god.
Oh no!
I didn't want to tell anyone yet.
Hegnante?
Pregananant?
Oh my gosh.
Pregnant?
Ah,
Are you?
so that mirror.
Pregante?
So that mirror isn't for vanity's sake. It's for him to keep an eye out for. It's for him to keep an eye out on who or what is behind him at all times. So tell me, Detective Bad, who was that rude man just now?
He's no
Right.
man.
The guy came here from the Republic of Zhangfa to study. He's Agent Lang. You should know that. You're from the future.
I know nothing.
He's trying everything he can to revive the lost honor of his family. He's traveling the world to study different philosophies of detainment from scratch.
By visiting various police departments around the world, he has a lot of dedication.
And money.
He's still just a rookie cop, but I sense a strong grudge of some sort from him. The guy's more useful than Gumshoe, even if he is rude.
Well, he sure has a lot of guts to come to this country and give prosecutors a hard time.
I agree. However, I can think of one young lady that statement also applies to. Anyway, what was that agent looking for, Detective Bad?
Earlier, that little girl was poking around in lobby number 1 as well.
Like I said before, it's got nothing to do with the two of you.
I highly doubt that it has nothing to do with me. Fine. If this is the game I must play, then I will take this opportunity to draw what has been hiding and what happened in this room straight from I was about to say Logic Chess. Fuck! Or came early. To draw what has been hiding and what happened in this room straight from him. Unfortunately, we have to wait to the sequel, like I said. Earlier...
I don't know, Edgeworth, are you sure you want it straight from him?
Yes. Screw you. Earlier, you were in lobby number 1, and now you're here in lobby number 2.
That's how walking works.
You must explain to me every detail of this mysterious phenomena. I mean, you are quite the busy man. You are quite the busy man, Detective Bad.
Oh, you put one foot in front of the other.
Multiple returns to crime scene brings about success. That's what we detectives say.
I see. In that case, you wouldn't mind if I asked about what happened again, correct?
I don't have anything left to say to you, boy.
Boy? You'll see. I will draw my answer from you, one way or another.
Would it kill you to help us, even for a tiny bit in your investigation?
Gave Faraday's notebook to the judge earlier. That's help enough, don't you think?
Ugh!
Please, we are asking you for just a bit more of your cooperation.
Don't push me, kid.
I'd like to ask once again what happened around here at the time of the crime.
I refuse to answer. Any more investigating you do would be a waste of time. Besides, how am I supposed to answer questions about things I don't know about?
Things you don't know about? But aren't you supposed to know everything?
He should. Wait, is it possible? Maybe he doesn't know about the trick behind that piece of evidence. I should try showing it to him. It may prove to be the key to get some answers from Detective Bad. I 100%.
Alright, well, I'll just stand here while you stare at me, saying nothing.
Detective Bad, did you know the existence of the item in this photograph?
Of course I did. It's my job to know everything related to the Yatagarasu case.
In that case, let me ask you something. Did you know that the knife that killed Mr. Faraday and his Yatagarasu's key are one and the same?
What? That's impossible.
It looks like you didn't know after all.
This piece of evidence, which we call the Yatagarasu's key, is actually a well-camouflaged knife. Mr. Faraday was planning to use his Yatagarasu's key to prove that Mr. Rel was not the real Yatagarasu. Isn't that correct?
I guess so.
However, Mr. Faraday had no idea that it was, in fact, a knife.
Yeah, I have to admit, neither one of us knew that fact. If neither of us knew, then no one in law enforcement knew either. How did I miss something as big as this?
I noticed that since a little while ago, you appear to be searching for something. I presume that this key is what you were searching for.
Yeah, that's right.
And why were you searching for it?
Because I promised Faraday. I promised that I'd protect that key with my life. But after he was killed, the key disappeared from Faraday's evidence bag. Who would have thought that the key is what took Faraday's life?
Detective Bad, so that we may find the truth, please testify for me once more.
All right. But it doesn't matter how many times I tell you about what happened. Nothing will change.
Testify.
Someone put the Rage Against the Machine song on.
Detective Bad, I ask that you please testify once more about what happened in lobby number 2 and what you experienced in lobby number 1.
My answer is still the same. And this is the last time I'm gonna do this.
That's fine, because I only need this one last time to clear everything up and find the truth behind this case. Finally.
We're back to gameplay with this form. We're back to testimony gameplay.
Yay!
I was in lobby number 1 talking with you. We were talking about some trivial things. I heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to reconvene. When we heard it, you and I immediately dashed out into the hallway together. I saw Gumshoe goofing around there, and then we all ran into lobby number 2.
It sounds like the exact same story he told us before.
Indeed. However, I feel that we have yet to draw out all the information that we can. That's the point why we're doing this, Edgeworth. Alright.
Hold it!
Why did Miss Yu choose lobby number 1? Answer me!
Who knows? She just said she had something she wanted to talk to me about. And we walked to lobby number 1 together. That's all.
So his answer remains the same as before, I see. Trivial, huh? I'll be the judge of that. I was hoping you could expand on what exactly you were discussing with Miss Yu.
Trivial stuff with nothing important.
That's for me to decide. Alright, I suppose that's him for decide. Moving on then.
Well, that was easy.
Who knew all you needed to do was just be quiet?
Until you heard the gunshot, did you notice anything else that was out of the ordinary?
I didn't hear any other strange sounds until that gunshot.
If the gunshot Detective Bad heard was really the one from the murder, that would give that other piece of evidence an entirely different meaning. I ask that you please amend your testimony with that statement just now.
Nope. Sure.
Eli.
I would love a witness to just be like, no.
I didn't hear any
won't.
other strange sounds until that gunshot.
Well,
I have a feeling I know what this is.
Yeah, I would love it. It's like, please amend your testimony. Nah. It's like, what? But you have to. Nah.
No.
I don't feel like it.
Make me.
Well, so what do you think it
We're
is?
not in
Next
court.
page.
You can't make me.
Perfume
But
bottle? Let's
if
read
you
that.
If you don't amend your testimony, I can't contradict it. Because that's how logical inconsistencies work. Unless I literally say it outright, you can't point it out.
Yeah, it was spilled in lobby number 1.
Would that be a strange sound, though?
Joy.
Oh my god, wow.
Well,
Oh wait, maybe it could also be the balloon.
you guys agree? Alright, I guess we'll go with this then.
I have no better ideas. Huh? Music stop.
Detective Bad, does this balloon fragment remind you of anything?
Reminds me of my childhood, before my parents died.
Oh, oh no.
This is where I watched my parents die, Raphael.
It's the same color as the one Kay was holding.
Oh, so you know about that girl's balloon?
Yeah, I was sitting with her up in the gallery. During the recess, just before we split up, I filled that balloon up for her.
How? Did you just have helium on you?
No, we just blew into it a lot.
Well, as you may have already surmised, this piece did indeed come from Kay's balloon.
So, what about the balloon?
I wonder if you might remember hearing this balloon pop at some point.
What are you getting at?
This fragment was found in the hallway right in front of lobby number 2. Furthermore, it was the sound of this balloon popping that the judge mistook as a gunshot.
Oh? So the sound the judge heard was not actually a gunshot, huh?
On top of that, His Honor had said he heard the balloon pop about 20 minutes before the trial was to reconvene.
Yes, which means that His Honor heard the balloon pop in the hallway. When you were in lobby number 1, Detective Bad. And if you were in lobby number 1 at that time, you were close enough that you should have heard the balloon popping as well.
So?
What? Don't give me a so. You're supposed to panic by now.
We just proved that there is a flaw in your testimony.
The crackling of the truth is louder than the sound of your sweet naivete cracking. And since you kids don't seem to know, let me fill you in on something. Did you ever stop to think why the doors and walls of this place seem so rugged? That's because they're designed to keep secrets from being leaked.
Well, what is that supposed to mean?
The doors and walls are super thick, the window panes are double layered. Top it all off, even the curtains are made of a special sound-absorbing material.
Oh, then you mean...
Since I was shut up inside lobby number 1, there was no way I could have heard that sound.
No!
Ugh. I knew that's what he was going to say.
Then that means that Scruffface's testimony is completely useless! If the rooms were soundproof, then of course he wouldn't hear any signs of a struggle.
No!
That's also why it's only natural. But I didn't hear the balloon popping. Now, do you get it, kids?
Miles, I thought we were supposed to be the ones finding the flaws in his logic. Not the other way around!
The other way around? It's not possible to hear the sound of a balloon popping if one were in lobby number 1. However, if we examine the situation in reverse, a person standing in the hallway should not be able to hear the real gunshot either. And yet, Detective Gumshoe claims to have heard it while he was standing in the hallway. Detective Bad, if that is the case, how exactly did you hear the gunshot?
What do you mean, how? Just did.
It would appear that you have yet to realize the contradiction in your own words.
Oh? How so?
If the rooms are as soundproof as you say they are, then how did the sound of the gunshot enter your ears?
I see what you mean. I guess I'm more out of it from Faraday's murder than I thought.
Which means what exactly, Miles? In the end, what does this all boil down to?
It boils down to this. There must be a reason. As to how Detective Bad and Gumshoe heard a gunshot they theoretically couldn't have.
It looks like we need to examine the state of the crime scene again, huh?
I already know exactly what it is.
The state of the crime scene. Wait, can it be? we go.
Yep.
Hurrah! And way too noisy.
The surveillance video. How could the piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go?
Time to logic.
Logic. All right, up to you guys.
Lobby number 2 window and the TV in lobby number 2.
Oh, I was gonna say lobby number 2 and the smell.
You agree? Where are we going?
Yeah.
The smell?
Dissipating the smell.
Try it, yeah.
It's simply not possible for the killer to escape through barred windows. And yet, the fragrance of the perfume managed to escape from defendant lobby number 1. Of course, incorporeal things can move freely through these open barred windows.
Which means it's a ghost.
Ghost did it.
Yeah.
Alright, now what?
Open windows and missing evidence.
Do we agree?
Yeah.
It was defenestrated.
What?
Really?
Not exactly
No.
a showing episode. Yeah. Not
You
exactly a
missed
showing
a
example
step.
of the perfect line of logic. Yeah. Now what?
Television and the missing evidence.
Do we agree?
Yes, it's in the
Try it.
VCR.
Nope.
Aw.
You guys keep skipping forward.
Yeah. These pieces.
Look, logic needs you to do every step.
Process of elimination, yep.
You need to figure out that first, sound can go through a window.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
Tutorial!
What
Gotta love this
the
game.
hell you said?
Yeah, it's not
Sound
common
can
sense
go
at all.
No.
That's not a part of common sense whatsoever. Nobody
No,
knows
that's
that.
the thing that needs logic. You need logic to figure that out.
The superpower of logic, everybody. Now then, what else besides the smell can go both in and out of an open barred window? The answer is
Gee, I don't know, Edgeworth. Why don't you tell us? Wait, you mean if you have an open
Can
window,
you
people
say
can
sound,
hear things?
kids?
The hell you said?
So,
You know, this game would probably be so much more interesting if you had the opportunity to shout "Swipe" or "No swiping."
gumshoe, no gumshoeing. I don't know.
Gumshoe, no
never does
tampering.
gumshoeing.
So, no matter how careful the killer was, if the windows were open, the jig would be up. And since the windows in both the defendant lobby number 1 and the hallway were open, that explains how the sound of a gunshot could be heard in both locations. Finally.
Who could have thought? Wow!
The missing piece of evidence is a video that shows the moment in which Mr. Rell killed the embassy staff member. The sound of the gunshot left quite an impression on me when it was played during the trial. The video should have been returned to Mr. Faraday's evidence bag for the recess, and brought back here. If it disappeared after that time, then it's possible that the tape is still here in this room. Eureka! The missing evidence created for me is the gunshot sound that no one should have been able to hear in the first place.
Miles, what have you been thinking about?
Obvious
I have
things.
deduced that sound can go through an open window, Francisco.
What?
Wasting
Sound
time.
can go through open areas? Wow, how did you figure that out?
Stop wasting time thinking and let's start looking again.
It's not a waste
I'm
of time
thinking
to
about
think.
like
Yeah.
the logic comic again of like, you know, the attorney power number 1, psychic lie detection. Attorney power number 2, hyper focus spot telling.
Hypersensitive tell spotting.
Hypersensitive tell spotting. Lawyer superpower number 3,
Basic
So
logic.
the
Therapy.
victim was shot with a gun. Or the victim was shot, and here we have a gun. So maybe the victim was shot with the gun. Basic logic. If you
No,
haven't
the
seen
best
that
part is
comic, it's
everyone in
really
the background going, "Oh my god, how does he do that?"
Yeah.
No wonder it's up to the main characters to figure out everything in Ace Attorney.
Yep. Video game logic, baby. It's not a waste of time to think, for I have figured out where we should look.
And where would that be?
I believe we should examine the television.
The TV.
My favorite show's about to come on. It's the Steel Samurai.
The Steel
Samurai's
Samurai.
coming on.
Samurai!
Well,
It's
you
a new
kids
episode.
have
Everybody
fun.
shut up.
Go ahead and examine whatever you like.
Alright. I won't rest until I inspect every suspicious looking nook and cranny.
Yay!
Adding it to the
We're
tally.
eating, we're eating good
Yay,
today.
Another one.
Earlier, when
God
Detective
damn it.
Yeah.
Sorry. I
Early-
have too many things that I'm finagling with my hands idly.
Earlier, when Detective Gumshoe touched this, it made a most terrible racket.
You mean when Scruffy turned the television on, right?
Actually, come to think of it, I don't think Detective Gumshoe actually touched the television at all. Furthermore, it seemed more like when a video feed suddenly stops. At least it did to me.
I wonder why that is.
I wonder if a video feed was playing.
It's a video
I
player.
wonder if a videotape that has a gunshot in it is related to this case with a gunshot in it.
Wow!
I think you're going crazy there.
It's
He
a...
might be playing a little bit of 5D chess there.
I think I saw this episode of Monk.
Hey, actually, this is how I figured out this case pretty early because this literally is in an episode of Monk.
I've never
is.
seen it.
Never
This
seen Monk or
exact-
never seen the particular episode?
Monk in general, never seen the show.
I don't even know what
This-
that is, not gonna lie.
Monk
a
is
detective
a
show.
detective series where the detective in question has very extreme OCD and
Yes.
a perfect photographic memory.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
that's
this
fun.
exact gimmick is used in one of the episode's cases.
Wonderful. It's a video player, and there seems to be a videotape inside.
Who could
It
have
looks
thought?
like it. The tape must have stopped on its own when it reached the end.
I will say Monk was a good show.
This tape. Could it not be the missing surveillance tape?
I suppose, but
Detective Bad, would it be alright with you if I verify the contents of this video?
Sure, knock yourself out.
alright, then let's rewind this and see what we have.
Be kind, rewind.
1995 called.
Bad?
If I remember correctly, the footage of Rel killing the embassy staff member should be at about the 30-minute mark from the start of the tape.
Understood.
Also, shouldn't you be seeing the tape itself rewinding on the TV?
No,
They
you
don't
kidding
have
me?
the
We only-
budget
No.
like that.
we only have one image from that tape. We can't have more.
Also, that doesn't always happen. That only happens if you're actively playing the tape when you hit rewind.
That's
if you're
true.
not actively playing the tape when you hit rewind, then it's just going to rewind. You're not going to see anything, and I'm pretty sure that might actually also like save the quality of the tape.
It probably would, yeah.
I remember having a separate tape rewinder that I used.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
This should be about
Oh.
right. Now then, let's see.
This is the footage Mr. Rel was. God damn it! I was doing so well. This is the footage of Mr. Rel shooting the embassy staff member.
I knew it. The missing piece of evidence, the surveillance video, was here all along.
Are you shitting me? No one thought
I'm
to check the
imagining-
video player.
I'm
Video player. No one thought to check the
imagining-
video player.
I'm
Nope.
imagining Bad saying that.
This sound. What's the meaning of this?
It appears that Detective Bad has figured out the true source of the gunshot he heard. With this, I think we can figure out the trick behind this double murder.
Do you mean that you figured it all out then?
Yes, all I have to do now is show what the gunshot Detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard was, and through where they heard it from. We just did this!
Fine. In that case, show me what you've deduced.
Now,
So how does sound come out of a TV, kids?
now,
I'm not gonna let that go.
nope.
You are right not to.
Now,
You shouldn't.
to show what the gunshot Detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard was.
I have no idea what it could be. Maybe if there was a blue paw print on it.
And,
Clue!
and through where they heard it from. I won't rest until I'm inspecting every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
On you.
Did I really
It's
add this
all
to
fine.
the
It's
counter?
all right. We got another one. Yes, add it. It's necessary.
Oh, fine.
All right. Well, what do we do it now? The deuce. Yep.
Yep.
Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold?
I wonder.
Yes. What we do now, obviously, is we chuck the tape through the window.
That's honestly what I thought happened at first.
So did I.
If the door and windows to the crime scene, namely this room that we're in, were closed, the killer could have used the gun and no one would have been the wiser.
That's true. This courthouse does seem to be well designed for such a thing, as it were.
However, what happened in reality was Detective Gumshoe, Detective Bad, and Miss Yu, all three of them heard the gunshot.
Well, the windows to lobby number 1, number 2, and the hallway were open. So naturally, the people in those locations could hear it.
Ah, but then, why would the criminal open the window in the first place?
To allow the gunshot to be heard, I suppose.
Correct. That's the only logical conclusion we can draw from this.
But why is that necessary in the first place? I want the real answer, Miles! I demand satisfaction!
Oh, Miles can only satisfy one person, I'm afraid.
Oh my god, why?
I knew you were
I
It was right there.
And the one person he can satisfy,
Satisfaction!
and the one person he can satisfy is Gumshoe.
No!
Deny ship, deny.
Yeah,
Because
by giving
he's
him a
the one who
raise.
pays Gumshoe.
True.
What
The
little
only
he
person we can
pays.
satisfy is Mr. Phoenix
It's so
Wright.
easy to please because all you gotta do is give him a penny and he's happy.
Oh gosh, that's so
Exactly.
This is more than I've been paid in a week, pal.
sad.
What
Very
did you think I was talking about?
Oh, you know what? You conniving fox, get over here.
What? No, I couldn't possibly have been talking about that. Psh, you guys have such dirty minds.
Oh my gosh, anyway. Very well. I believe that the killer wanted to manipulate a perception of a certain fact. But was it the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of kids?
When the crime took place.
Really? Good job.
It's like the
Very
like
good.
children's channel thing of all the characters stare at the out the screen
Yep.
unsettlingly for a few seconds.
I like that.
Dora the prosecutor.
The killer.
Oh no.
The killer wanted to fabricate the time of death to the precise wishes, and they used the gunshot in the surveillance video to do so.
So that's why the tape was left running.
Probably was 30 minutes.
Mean the gunshot I heard was from this video?
Yes. Which means that the murders really occurred at an earlier time than we thought. It must have been during the recess, but before Detective Gumshoe was on guard duty. Someone who has no alibi for that time period, and planned this crime out in advance.
Gee, I wonder who that could be!
That person is the real killer.
Obviously, it was Francisca von Karma.
No, it was Manfred von Karma.
No, it was the judge!
He's not smart enough for that.
You're right.
Mr. Edgewood!
No, it's a bailiff.
Yes, what is it?
I didn't do it!
Okay.
Miss Yu was asking for you. She's in the courtroom. This has nothing to do with anything you've just done in this room. She says she's identified the murderer, but that she wants to clarify something. Whatever that means. I don't know what a clarifying means.
And looks like Miss Yu is still investigating something.
I can tell you what a clarifier is. It's something used in alchemy, I believe.
Is it that thing that you look through and it makes things look bigger?
No, that's a magnifier.
Understood.
Into this.
Understood. Please tell her that I will be right over.
Oh, come on. I want to hear what she has to say.
It would appear that the time has come to uncover the truth.
Aww.
And it's break time.
Hey!
Wow, look at that. Like a perfect hour and a half. That was beautiful.
Hell yeah.
All right, so quick 45-minute break, and this is literally the last segment. So we're probably gonna finish this case tonight.
I thought you were about to say 45-minute break, and I was like, huh?
Yeah, we're done for tonight, actually.
Yeah.
45-minute break? No, that's my lunch break.
We're the finish line. Okay, we're done now.
All right, see you guys in a bit.
Good thing. I'll just be settling here, randomly
You guys in
finagling with things in
45
my hands
minutes.
because I don't know. I have too many things in my hands.
I need. Oh no, my DS is too far away. My hands can't reach it. Come here. Can my
Your
foot reach it?
Pokemon.
Oh my god, my foot can. Oh my god. Come here.
I can
Come here.
launch up my
Come on.
Pokemons.
Come here. Oh my god. Come here. My
Why are you-
Is
Pokemon.
your DS a dog?
Sorry, my DS was like at the other end of my bed, and I was too lazy to get up for it. So I was like, "Oh my
Oh,
god,
I
can I
need
use
to
my
figure
feet to
out
get it?"
where I put the charger for this. Not that it's dead, but just because it's not mine, and I should actually know where it is.
If it's not yours, why should you know where it is? The person whose it is should know where it is.
Because I'm borrowing it!
Oh, yeah, you should probably know that then.
My Pokemon last night
Me trying
caught.
to remember if Tess took back the rest of her games or not.
My Pokemon last night caught Pokerus, so I am very happy.
My Pokemon got sick. That makes me extremely happy. Be ill, my Pokemon. Be sick.
Listen, Pokerus is extremely valuable. It literally doubles all of the effort values that your Pokemon get for every enemy
Ooh,
they defeat.
not only did my Pokemon get sick, they got sick with a very rare illness. I can sell them, and I can sell them to people who will proceed to study them, and I'll get rich. Yes, get sick, my Pokemon. Get horribly ill.
It doesn't do
Papa needs a
anything
new
else
pair of
than,
shoes.
Listen,
Yes.
it doesn't do anything else to them. It just makes them stronger.
Statistically, but how do you know it doesn't do anything to them thematically? Like, does the game describe what the disease does?
No, it doesn't.
Exactly. So for all you know, it could increase their stats, but it also gives them horrible explosive diarrhea.
I would hope not.
Well, can
I
you
mean,
think of any other
considering
reason
the
that their
fact-
effort stats would be increased? Oh no, wait, I know why. It doesn't give them explosive diarrhea. It gives them implosive constipation.
What if? Why? Considering that the Pokemon centers will literally not do anything about the virus when they discover it, except tell you that your Pokemon have it, I would assume that it's not that.
That, or they just really don't want to deal with it because it's that gross.
Oh my gosh, it's a microscopic organism.
So is
Oh, so
every
it's a
virus.
parasite.
So is the coronavirus. So is any disease that causes horrible, horrible pain, death, and things causing
I think,
problems. You are
considering
not
that-
helping your case.
Considering that Pokemon are sentient beings, I think they would make their trainer aware that they were in excruciating pain if it was causing them that much harm.
I'm pretty sure any pet would do the same.
I am.
like-
I would actually disagree with that statement.
Pokemon are more sentience than your average household pet.
I don't know.
I will
That's
also
very-
point out that there are many humans who would specifically go out of their way to mask the fact that they are sick.
Damn.
Why are you making this a whole thing?
Because it's funny.
I was just trying to talk about a cool thing that happened to me last night.
And I'm making it entertaining.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
thought it was entertaining enough that I got something that's literally a 1 in 21,000 chance of happening.
Nah.
Oh,
Wait, what happened?
The whole Pokerus thing.
My Pokemon caught Pokerus last night while I was playing.
Yes, his
Which-
Pokemon have implosive constipation.
No, that's not what that is.
You don't know that.
Oh my god. Pokerus is literally a virus that your Pokemon can catch after battling, and there's a 1 in 21,000 chance of it happening after every battle.
Yep, it happened to me, I think, 3 times in separate games.
3 times? I've only ever had it happen to me twice, and I've been playing
I-
Pokemon for literally ever.
I got
Geez, your
Pokerus
Pokemon really need to start wearing a mask.
Emerald. I definitely got in Diamond. And I think I got it in Sun at some point.
I got it once in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. It was the first time I ever learned that it existed, and I only recognized that it happened because I was spamming through the Pokemon Center message. I noticed that it was longer than normal. I was like, wait, what was that? Why was that suddenly longer than normal?
Give me 1 minute. I need to refill my water.
Okay.
I just emptied it.
And then I did the
Hydrate.
research, and I was like, I didn't even know this was a thing.
Hell hydrate. Once you are back, we shall resume. And we will finally put an end to this flashback case.
Yes.
And oh my gosh, we'll actually be in the present again.
Exactly. This whole game's flashback.
It's worse than Dual Destinies, honestly, in that regard. Literally, at least Dual Destinies catches up to the present in Case 4. And this game, we're literally still trying to claw our way back to the present, even in, once we're approaching the end of Case 4. We can never get back to where we started.
And ironically, those 2 games are the weeks in the series, so it's like, okay.
There might be something to learn from this, honestly. Don't make your entire
maybe
game a
Your
flashback.
entire game in the past isn't actually the best idea.
Maybe making your entire game in the past prevents the characters from developing adequately over the course of the game because, they have to be what they were in Case 1 when they get back to it.
All right, I'm back. Are we ready to continue, or are we still talking about Flair's explosive diarrhea?
We are going to continue.
Excuse me, hold on a second.
Did I miss something?
The conversation
It's
topic
yours
has
now.
dramatically shifted.
Oh, look, the little girl's here.
It's me!
Kay, what are you doing here?
Oh, hello, mister. I'm still investigating.
But the object
I'm
you're
here
looking
to-
for. What?
I'm here to kick you again.
No!
And ensure
No!
your eternal chastity.
But the object you're looking for has already.
Kay, don't mind him. Please continue with your investigation.
Okay, you got it.
My microphone fell over.
Detective Bad haven't we already found what you were looking for?
If it means I can keep her in the dark just a little longer, any little task will do.
I already know my dad's dead.
Oh, you're more sympathetic than I thought.
Detective Bad is such a good uncle. Well, you know, in all the blood.
Uncle Dad!
I've been waiting for you, Edgeworth.
I have also been waiting for the moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest.
The moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest. Wasn't that when we placed Detective Gumshoe under arrest? I think we've solved more than this case already. Don't you?
We'll see. It all depends on whether or not your logic holds.
Oh, I see. We have a view. Oh, I see. We even have a viewer in the gallery, and my, even Mr. Bad is here.
A viewer in the gallery? I'm hardly just a standbyer.
Bystander.
My brain, I swear to God. Mercury retrograde, goddamn.
So Francisca has dyslexia.
No, she has
Delightful
Sildexia.
lore that we've uncovered.
I'm blaming it on Mercury retrograde.
Bad.
I have a duty to see this case through to the end. No matter how it turns out.
Oh, is that right? Anyway, I thought you might like to hear what I've slaved away to find out. I've taken statements on every single person's movements during the time our suspect was in the hallway. I have also confirmed that there's no possible route of escape from lobby number 2. Therefore, the killer must, without a doubt, be Detective Gumshoe.
And that's all you have?
Yeah, that's all there is to my conclusion and this case.
Sorry, but I beg to differ. In a trial, there is always time for rebuttal, and we are standing in a court of law. It'd be more than appropriate to follow the rules of the courts in this case, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely like a rookie to think such a thing. That's alright. I'll play along and give you a proper testimony.
If my logic is correct, then I've already won. All I have to do now is to prove it, by showing who the real killer is.
Detective Bad, can I borrow your mirror?
Look! The real killer!
Everyone, sans the suspect, has an alibi for when the gun went off. Furthermore, the areas around the crime scene have all been thoroughly
Wait, hold on.
investigated,
Sans is the suspect?
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Is this a crossover episode?
Oh my god, it's Sans Undertale!
Sans Undertale! I love how that's just what everybody calls him now. Like, he was never called that in canon. We all just collectively are like, oh my gosh, Sans Undertale!
Sans Undertale, John Halo, Mario.
Zelda as Link. Whatever.
I've also confirmed there's no possible escape route from lobby number 2.
Oh,
no,
and
but
also
Mario was a thing in the Mario movie.
I know. And also don't forget the all-powerful bounty hunter Metroid. He is cool.
But yeah, the Mario
Metroid no
is funny
crawl.
because they're
Why
the-
can't Metroid crawl?
It's just because it's the Mario Bros. So clearly, if they're the Mario Brothers.
Yep. Then last name's Mario. It's canon.
Which leaves us with one unshakable conclusion, that Detective Gumshoe is the killer. Now that you have your testimony, I expect a good rebuttal, Edgeworth.
Here's my rebuttal.
But of course.
Drops pants and moons.
What?
Putting the butt in rebuttal. There is no need to
Look
confront
at
her
my
logic.
perfectly sculpted ass.
What did you say? I missed that.
Look at
What?
No comment.
Look at my perfectly
Why?
sculpted ass.
Why is this every joke? Why do we not have more jokes? Like something
Nah.
else.
Poor Flair.
Look, dick jokes have, dick jokes.
Hey, I
have
tried to
survived
limit
the test of time.
my sex jokes.
Why
Quite
limit
literally,
them?
I think they have found like ancient drawings of people that just threw dicks places.
Yep.
Why?
Because we're a horny
Why?
race. It's scientific fact.
It
Not
is.
all of
I mean,
us
the
are.
oldest profession in history has been prostitutes.
Yep.
That's why Santa says ho ho ho.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
Moving on.
there is no
Must we?
Yes. There is no need to confront her logic head on right now. I should instead focus on drawing out any trump cards she has up her sleeves.
No politics, please.
Alright, let's press everything, I suppose. Tell us more about Sans the suspect. The suspect? But I thought that Detective Gumshoe's alibi has already been proven.
Are you joking, Mr. Edgeworth?
I assure you, this is no joke.
Look, I know you heard from the judge earlier that the detective in the hallway with Mr. Faraday's daughter eating a Swiss roll.
Yes, that is correct.
But see, that was 20 minutes before the real gun shop went off, right? And the problem is, there's no one else who can corroborate what he did since the snacking.
I see she's done her research well, which means that I should focus on drawing out whatever trump card she's withholding. That's a leading question. Whether they have been thoroughly investigated or not is for me to decide.
The scrunched eyebrows and lines on your forehead are back. Anyway, even if you believe it hasn't been exhaustive, the crime scene in lobby number 2 has no way out other than the hallway Detective Gumshoe was standing in. And because he claimed to be there, that makes him the only possible suspect.
But isn't it also possible that someone escaped through a window and into the garden?
That's the first place. Everyone looks silly.
Gosh, silly.
God!
The police aren't a bunch of lazy bums. They looked into every possibility, you know.
You see, here's the real way you can tell she's the antagonist. She trusts the police in Ace Attorney.
Boom.
Isn't that right, Mr. Ba?
Yeah. There wasn't a scrap of evidence to suggest someone used one of the windows. There also weren't any footprints or anything in the courtyard garden.
I suppose they really did check everything that could be relevant to the case.
Except for the TV, apparently.
Yeah.
Hold it!
Are you absolutely positive that there are no possible routes of escape?
Of course, I'm sure.
And why are you so certain?
This is a courthouse, the place where criminals are brought to be judged. If there was an escape route, I'm sure every criminal will be using it to escape. That's just common sense. Miles Edgeworth, I suggest you use a bit more of it in the future.
Good. That's not fair, Francisca. I'm doing my very best over here.
He's the only one that uses common sense.
Shit.
No, he uses logic.
That's a
He
misclick.
doesn't have common sense. He has to logic everything.
Everything has to be logic.
You may think it's unshakable, but to me, there are still too many unanswered questions. For example, who was it that placed the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand?
But you're the only one who is still wondering that. Detective Gumshoe probably had no idea which hand Mr. Faraday used to write with. Even if you know someone, it doesn't mean you'll know which hand they write with, huh? Right with, right? I mean, I certainly don't care about that sort of thing.
Why do you so easily incriminate yourself?
I'm not about to let her get a rise out of me with such a flippant statement. I suppose we've really reached the end now. I've already have my trump card ready. All that remains is to play it. But before I do, I think I should inquire into a little something about her argument. You said earlier that you confirmed that the alibis of every person other than the suspect. However, I don't recall either Francisco or myself speaking with you about the subject.
But there are witnesses. For you, there is your mentor who gave you an alibi.
I see.
As far as the little Missy, she came to the courthouse during the recess. And then stopped by security guard at the door to the hallway. She gave him quite a whipping for that, or so I heard. I am the daughter of Manfred Vagarma, and I will not be forcibly stopped by a guard, nor a bailiff or anyone else.
Wait, so basically, the only reason Francisca bothered to show up today was because she found that I was to be the replacement prosecutor.
Yes, she's that petty, Edgeworth.
Yeah, how petty. By the way, Monsieur, what about everyone's alibis before Detective Gumshoe was assigned to guard duty?
What about them?
Have you looked into what people were doing during that span of time?
What kind of idiot do you take me for? It doesn't matter when the killer went into lobby number 2. From the time we heard the gunshot, to the time Mr. Bad and I arrived on the scene as we dashed from lobby number 1, the one and only person who could have committed the crime was Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, let's talk about when you and Detective Bad heard the gunshot, shall we?
The gunshot?
The gunshot!
The gunshot.
I suppose that if we go by your logic, then Detective Gumshoe is the only one. However, what if the crime had occurred at an entirely different time than when the gunshot you heard of went off? What then? That gunshot was a trap meant to manipulate our perception. Hey!
Sadly, your explanation is very lacking, Mr. Edgeworth. The gunshot we heard in lobby number 1, care to explain how that could have been fabricated?
Well,
do you know where a fake gunshot would have come from, kids?
That tape.
Yes, it's exactly what you think it is. This is a surveillance tape of Mr. Rell, the prosecution, presented in today's trial. This was found loaded in the video player in lobby number 2. That was connected to the large television that had its volume turned all the way up.
You can't honestly mean that the sound we heard was the gunshot in the video.
Ah, but I do. Which leads me to my next point. The murders occurred much earlier than when anyone heard the gunshot.
It's a good thing nothing else was recorded on that security tape. Like
I know,
at
it was
all,
incredibly
apparently.
convenient.
I think the thing that they might be trying to go with is that none of that was the only piece of audio that was saved is just the gunshot.
Why though?
Or that
Why would
nothing
you
else
say-
was
Probably
loud
because
enough.
everything else would have been too quiet.
Well, there's apparently 30 minutes of stuff before that, but like no other audio anywhere in the tape at all.
It could be that, you know how security cameras, especially like back in, you know, past future, was like they oftentimes wouldn't hit, like, yeah, they would pick up audio, but unless if it was something really loud, you wouldn't actually, like, nothing would actually be picked up. That might be what it's supposed to be. Especially since this was at nighttime.
Yeah. I get what you mean.
So I think this one's fine. I think this is fine.
That's the
I mean,
only thing I can
I
think
let
of,
it
too.
slide. I just think it's hilarious that there's no other audio that could ever be heard from anyone else.
30 minutes of
Tape.
nothing,
Yep.
except for that gunshot.
Also,
Oh yeah, it's like those videos you find on YouTube.
Oh my gosh!
10 hours of
What-
complete silence, periodically interrupted by metalpipe.sfx.
Yeah!
Also,
Metal pipe falling metal.
Zargram, welcome to the stream. I'm glad you're liking this game and our dubbing. Appreciate you being here. After committing double homicide, the killer took the surveillance video out from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag, turned the television's volume all the way up, and left the video to play. It played from the beginning. It would take 30 minutes for the gunshot sound to come on. And since we now know that this method of time manipulation is possible, it opens up the possibility that the killer is someone other than Detective Gumshoe.
Like a Time Lord.
Sounds from a television doesn't amount to much here. But of course, Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth and Little Miss Von Karma already knew that much from the very beginning, right?
Of course we knew, didn't we, Miles?
Yes, of course. We know about the soundproof quality of this courthouse's rooms. Of course, I'm not about to admit that we had no idea until only a little while ago.
That's right, and if the rooms are soundproof, then we should not have been able to hear it. And yet we heard the gunshot clear as day.
And?
And that's it. End of story.
But it's not.
God damn, this freaking cat eye is making me nuts.
How should I explain why she was able to hear a gunshot from a soundproof room?
Do you know where sound exits the room, Case?
The answer is there was a
wants to
glory
hammer
hole.
home the point that sound can travel through rooms.
Yeah, I forget how many times they drilled. Like Takumi's just proud of this thing. Or was it
Well,
Takumi?
Takumi's not to blame for the investigation games. Takumi only did the trilogy Apollo Justice and the Great Ace Attorney.
Someone else.
So he
it's-
actually did
yeah.
good shit.
Yes.
Yamazaki is the one who
Yamazaki.
did the investigations games, Dual Destinies, and Spirit of Justice.
He was so proud of
To be
this
fair,
twist
the-
between rooms. This locked-in mystery.
The investigations, like the investigation games, there are good things in all of the games.
Yeah,
The investigations games. Well, the first one for me is decent. The second one I think is
much
good.
better.
And then
The
Dual
second one.
Destinies and Spirit of Justice. Well, if I went on my opinions about them, I'd be here all day.
Right. So quick comments from Zargrim. Yu's earrings are definitely part of a scale. Yeah, that's the point of a design character. They're pretty cute earrings, just massive. And geez, how much makeup does that lady wear? I don't know, you.
The answer
All
is
of it.
yes.
There is actually one common point between lobby number 1 and lobby number 2. It is that despite the fact that both rooms have air conditioners installed, a window was open in each. Now, we know that the window of lobby number 2 was opened by the killer. However, a window in lobby number 1 was also opened.
It's probably just a coincidence they were both open at the same time.
It was no mere coincidence, I assure you. Why was the window open in lobby number 1? The answer is that a certain person did something to cause the window to be opened. And the person who triggered that action, that person is the real guilty party. The real killer in this double murder is... What do you think?
Detective Bad, confess!
Oh my
You
God,
opened
wait.
a window!
Guys,
Von Karma!
It's clearly
Go the other Von Karma.
It's the Shadow Man from Danganronpa.
Yeah, there he is.
Yay!
Yeah.
No,
No,
obviously.
wait, it was
no,
the little girl.
Which one?
obviously.
The actual
Obviously.
little girl.
It was.
Yeah, which one?
Drunk.
No.
Miss Callisto Yu, I hereby formally indict you of the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell.
Oh.
What?
Wouldn't you need a jury for that?
You indict me?
Oh, bitch mode activate.
Are you serious, Miles? Why do you think she is the killer?
Because she indicted herself.
I don't understand her motive just yet. But of course, I'm serious. Look at my face. Look how serious it is. I am very serial, guys. Very
Does
serial.
this look like the face of someone
Does
who's not
this
serious?
face look unsure to you?
Does this look imperfect to you?
Because she is the only one who could have done it. Well, miss you. Do you still like laughing now?
Of course I do, Edgeworth.
Oh,
It's like I gotta clean up my makeup smear.
my argument must not be tight enough yet.
Although I never thought things would spiral into this. But I'll have you know I'm enjoying the dance quite a bit. I guess this this means it's time for my own rebuttal now, right?
Pretty much.
Behold! My perfectly sculpted ass.
Presto!
You argue that the window was opened. However, do you have proof it was I who did that? Furthermore, do you have proof that the tape was used in committing the crime? Frankly, I'm shocked at you for going around accusing people of murder like this. Especially with logic as full of holes as yours.
You should have said as full of holes as Detective Bad's coat.
Oof. True, though.
I was gonna go in a different direction.
This is where it
No,
really starts.
see? Different jokes, people.
Flair's about to get the horny bat out. All the bonking.
Now, do you remember what we were spending about 10 minutes talking about in court in defendant lobby number 1, kids?
No, I don't.
No.
Remind me. Oh, wait, no, I remember.
Remind me!
I must have let my guard
I
down.
have no idea.
Keep looking, Kay.
Oh, okay. Let me just sit down. I don't know, Dora. What is it?
I honestly have no idea what it could be either. I'm just listening to you two.
If Dora the Explorer existed in Ace Attorney, it would be a self-help tape.
Anyway, I must have let my guard down for even a second, or the truth will blow away. Now is the time to put the patented Von Karma perfect proof to the test.
Ah, yes.
There's a patent.
That's the example we wanted.
Why do you think I can afford such fancy clothes?
Thievery?
Oh no, Von Karma's a patent troll.
I sue anyone who dares infringe it.
Wait a second, you're
No one else can
Nintendo?
claim but me.
No, he's just Japanese.
Oh gosh. Evidence? All I need to do is to have some prints analyzed, and we know straight away.
If only I knew a little weird girl who was obsessed with science.
No,
you don't know
she's not
yet.
she's not even 10 years old at this point.
I know. It's unfortunate that she only exists in the future.
Be my guest.
That didn't stop Phoenix, and you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. She sounds as though she has the room to maneuver, which means, even if we were able to lift prints, they only showed that it was someone else. But why that someone else was forced to open a window? That's simple logic. Why don't I try presenting you that piece of evidence? I have nothing to lose.
They're literally spelling it out for you.
What's
Guys,
wrong?
it's not that hard!
Scrunched eyebrows, lines on your forehead, they're all back. More importantly, are you going to be okay not running a fingerprint analysis?
Yes, I'll be fine.
Oh, well, in that case, I'll just continue with my testimony, alright?
No, go back 1 line.
Okay. Zoop.
I wonder what it could be.
It's the perfume!
Other one.
Other one?
Let's check the other page, make sure there's not a separate one that's spilled open. Okay, good.
Yeah. It says Angeli.
Wait.
Angel.
Oh, you must be actually be able to read it this time. I can't.
Yeah.
I couldn't see what it said.
Yeah, I'll show you again. It's just hard to see probably on your end.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you can examine it, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh
it
yeah, I
does
can
say.
see it now.
And
You
Jem.
definitely wouldn't be able to see that on the DS version.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no.
Like, this looked pretty
You'd
bad.
be able to see ...
Swiss rolls. Yum.
Swiss rolls.
They
Chaos.
probably only
take
modeled
cinnamon buns instead.
some pieces of evidence.
I'm sure you've seen this before, haven't you, Miss You?
Mr. Edgeworth, I never knew you were into wearing that kind of perfume.
He's gay. Of course he is.
Why, yes,
Oh,
thank you
look
for
at this.
noticing.
I'd recommend for
Look at
boys,
this.
you
Look
know.
at look at this line. So I mean, I figured they would have fixed this, but they fixed the two eyes that were eyed in this line.
Id.
No,
the
she was just really enunciating it.
In the original version, it's spelled I''D.
Typos galore.
And
It's
I
not
know
what
there's,
I-
there's always typos everywhere, but I found that one particularly funny because it's specifically capitalized.
What? This isn't mine.
That's right, it's mine, and I received it from Detective Bad, you see.
That was supposed to be
Oh, now
nice.
you claim ownership of it.
That was
That's
supposed to
important. Now I claim ownership.
You guys, that was supposed to be my Christmas gift. How dare you? Miss You. You can pretend all you like, but we know at least this much is for sure. That you are the one who gave the bottle of perfume to Detective Bad.
And now, and that you're super easy to rile up. So, what about the perfume?
While you were in lobby number 1, you made a big show of spilling some of this perfume. That's according to Detective Bad.
I'm here.
Oh, I know.
Do you say the line? I think it was kind of soft.
Yeah, I did.
Sorry. You also knew that if you spilled it, he would naturally move to open a window.
Come now, I've already told you that it's all just a big coincidence. After we opened the window in lobby number 1, I just left it open, you know? So maybe it was just some dumb luck that we heard the gunshot through the window.
The timing of when you were going to spill the perfume is something you could control. And the most important fact about this case is when people were made to hear the shot. Furthermore, it would have been pointless if you didn't have an alibi for yourself at the time. Bad.
You mean?
Miss You. You were the one who called Detective Bad into lobby number 1. When you saw him bring Detective Gumshoe into the hallway. Is that correct? All of today's premeditated events could only have been brought up by you, Miss You. Or thought up, I'm sorry.
By you.
You accuse me of murder on the fact that I spilled a little perfume. Well, allow me to say this much. I couldn't have killed Mr. Faraday.
Would you get her testify as to why?
Look, I've had a lot of fun today. Really. But I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this last testimony and wrap this absurd case once and for all.
Oh, so we get 2 press of testimonies. Okay.
Accusing someone of murder over a spilled bottle of perfume is a bit over the top. But I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected of a disciple of Avant Karma.
Ooh. Shots
And-
fired.
In any case, it simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife was that was used to kill him came from. Miles, her testimony is flawless.
That's what you think because you're young.
Yes.
Damn kids.
Yes, but no matter what, no matter what sort of trick she may try to pull, she won't escape me. And if I'm lacking information, I'll just draw it out of her. Per Zargram, this lady's forehead could reflect the laser beam. Yikes, it is shiny. Thank you, makeup.
With all the makeup on it, yes.
You say Apollo has a big forehead, but look at Miss U.
It's just my highlighter.
Miss you got that 5 head.
I think I already.
No, that's big enough to be a 6 head.
Oh, shit.
I think I already explained the significance of that earlier.
You only confirmed that I did spill some perfume. But that's all. That you would accuse me of murder based on a simple spill? Don't you dare complain when I sue you for defamation of character.
Do as you like. But as for me, I believe.
You believe?
I believe that you are the true culprit in this case.
You're enthusiastic. Of course, I should have guessed.
Blah, blah, blah.
Hold it!
I formally request that you desist in your attack against my mentor.
Yes, or I will sue you for defamation.
All I'm doing is telling the truth. Well, maybe more like spreading gossip. Although your denials are, shall we say, adding fuel to the fire.
How dare you?
Say such a thing.
Calm down, little girl. Don't let her get to you.
Aw, why did you have to ruin my fun? Well, shall I continue?
Per Zargram, that chick just admitted to slander by saying she's spreading gossip. Well, good thing we're not in an actual trial. This is just kind of like a mock-up thing.
It's a good thing we're not in a court of law. Wait a minute.
And why exactly
Wait
could you not have killed him?
I was just about to testify to that. You're such an impatient man. And I'm not really into that, you know, Mr. Edgeworth.
Excuse me?
What? What?
Your preferences. Go
I
ahead.
have needs too. And
Your preferences have no bearing on what is at hand.
or what's in your hand. I'm feeling a little uncomfortable, are we?
I assure you, I have my sights set on one person only, and you are not part of it. Even if you're willing that false sense,
You're right.
that shade of blue.
Exactly. Miss Oldbag.
No!
He has his eyes on her because he's trying to drive away, so he's looking in the rearview mirror towards her.
Actually, no. If we're going with weird people that he would be really interested in, I think I know exactly who we'd be looking at.
Oh no.
The writer of the Steel Samurai.
No! Oh, God!
I'm not doing that voice again. You can't make me.
It's okay. I can do the voice.
Stop.
Let him die. Just let him die, please.
Miss you, you'll desist in this tomfoolery and return to your testimony. And Miles, if you're going to lose your cool, then I won't show you any mercy.
Sorry. Miss Yu, please continue with your testimony.
Sure. As I was saying, I couldn't have possibly killed Mr. Faraday.
And the crux of the matter.
Hold it!
At this rate, she will inevitably escape. But if she really was the one who killed Mr. Faraday, then she must have known about the existence of the knife. I'm sorry, Miss Yu. Maybe you weren't aware. However, the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday was taken from his evidence bag.
Miles, what do you think you're doing?
I'm drawing the truth out of her. That's what I'm doing.
Huh? But I don't recall a knife being presented at the trial earlier today.
Well, I suppose that's because the evidence was something Mr. Faraday had yet to use.
So that's what you're trying to do. Look, why don't you cut it out with the lies? I have already figured you out. There is no knife inside Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. The only evidence he had yet to present was the key the Yatagarasu had sent.
And how do you know about that?
And unless a key can magically turn into a knife, you don't really have a leg to stand on.
Oh!
Did you really think you could trap me? Come now, be honest.
I never intended to do such a thing. It was all a misunderstanding on my part. In any case, I wonder if you might append what you just said to your testimony.
I wonder if you might trap yourself.
Sure, why not?
I'm not the one who needs to trap you. You're doing a good enough job of that on your own.
I'll even say it as many times as you'd like.
That sounds oddly sensual.
There is a key in his evidence bag, but you can't kill anyone with a simple key.
Hold it!
With this one, you can!
Miss Yu, I want to confirm something with you one more time.
Oh, about what's going to happen to Detective Gumshoe after this?
I don't need to ask you about that, because he isn't the killer.
Looks like the number of wrinkles on your forehead have increased yet again!
That issue aside, Miss Yu, I'd like to ask you about what was inside the bag. You are sure it was the Yatagarasu's key, correct?
Yes, I'm sure. Which is why I'm completely baffled as to where that knife could have come from.
I think I just spotted the road to a perfect victory. Finally, it would appear that you have revealed your true identity, Miss Yu.
Miles, her final statement.
Yes, I know. All I have to do now is present the evidence. But what is this ominous feeling that I can't shake? What to present?
The fucking key!
There you go.
Present!
Also, quick comments from the chat. If only Echipu had a Magatama. He doesn't need that. He's got basic fucking logic. That's how it goes, man.
Do you know how guns kill people, kids?
People die if they're killed.
Kill people!
Good job!
This woman has no teeth, just empty white void in her mouth. I always find that spread to be a little odd, but it's very
What?
Manga X-esque.
Empty. I'm not. Okay, I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna let that go.
An empty white.
No. Go ahead. You have something to say. Say it.
Dora, can you?
you...
Dora, can you say hollow point bullet?
Oh.
Very good.
Go on, Kaylin. Speak.
No, I'm trying not to.
All right.
Speak.
Come up with original jokes here.
Stop.
Say it.
We'll move on. We will move on.
Say it.
No.
I thought he said empty white boy, and I'm just like, what the fuck?
Oh my god. Moving on.
No, that's Edgeworth right now.
I'm going to... Oh, I'm gonna die.
Hey, I was forced.
I am going to physically keel over
Miss
because of all this.
Miss you.
I mean, again, we're on Twitch, and I'm trying to like be under the TOS.
Thank you.
Miss Yu, I'd recommend taking those earrings off so you can hear more appropriately.
Miss Yu, I wonder if you might take a look at this photo for me instead. This is a picture of the key the Yatagarasu sent to the police. However, while it may look like a key at first glance, it, in fact, has a secret ability to transform into a knife. Which means that what was inside Mr. Faraday's bag was both the Yatagarasu's key and the murderous knife. You knew that the key was inside Mr. Faraday's bag, did you not?
Yes.
Well, with the Yatagarasu's key alone, it's more than possible to kill Mr. Faraday. Do you understand now? Just knowing... I guess I won't say that line.
I still haven't had a good look at it. Showing it to me from that far away, you could be lying for all I know.
Don't come close to her.
You would even now still feign ignorance?
Hey, Edgeworth, could you take that knife and just bring it over here, you know, within stabbing distance?
Sure.
Within arm's length, specifically. Yes, and please turn around as you drop it on the counter.
I'm not feigning anything.
And also, could Francisca and Bad go ahead and leave the room while he does that?
But
this is a very specific request, but I suppose so.
I don't see anything wrong with it.
But we can't have you accusing me of a crime with false evidence, now can we? I mean, Mr. Von Karma, I've heard some very interesting rumors about him. Are you mocking my papa?
Don't you dare sully the good name of my mentor.
Good name.
Now, take a good look. This piece of evidence is more than real.
Wow, who knew there was such a trick to this thing?
Are you satisfied now? But of course, you knew from the very beginning, didn't you? You knew that the knife and the Yatagarasu's key are one and the same. Otherwise, someone like you, who is not a member of law enforcement, and who would never have been privy to this trick, would have never known about it to begin with. Furthermore, the something that the Yatagarasu sent to the police. How did you have knowledge as to what it was?
Actually, I heard it from Mr. Faraday. Just before he dragged Mr. Rell off, he told me. Oh, that's right, I almost forgot. He also told me about the key turning into a knife at that time.
Oh, that's too convenient, you little shit.
But he didn't tell me about how the key actually transforms.
What you are saying is simply not possible.
Oh? And why not?
Because Mr. Faraday himself didn't know about the hidden knife within the key. For within these pages, he mentions nothing about a knife.
I'm not sure he would have written everything in his organizer, you know? Wouldn't something of this importance be better left to oral communication?
Unfortunately, that is also impossible. Because Detective Bad didn't know about the knife aspect either. What would have been highly classified information, even within the police force, and is something that even the lead detective on the case didn't know. Why would Mr. Faraday have felt the need to share such information with the opposition?
Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have much of a reason to. Looks like I gave a pretty lame excuse, huh?
How can you laugh at a time like this? Also, Zargan with the joke here. It is impossible
It's called a coping mechanism, Edgeworth.
Yeah. It is impossible because Mr. Faraday had no gag reflex. I know, I checked. What?
What?
In regards
Don't
to...
worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, yes.
He probably just realized the flaw in her logic and is actually in a panic over it. But that's not something we need to concern ourselves with.
I suppose you're right. Miss Yu, I'd like to state that I also know how you know the real nature of the knife.
Do you know? Well, why don't you put your money where your mouth is and show me?
Oh, I will. And I'll wipe that smile off your face by the time we're through. This is it. The moment of truth. The secret behind the Yatagarasu's key. Only one person would have knowledge of it from the get-go. Who would know from the start that the Yatagarasu's key could change into a knife?
The Yatagarasu himself?
Do you agree?
Yep.
Take that!
The Shadow Man from Danganronpa.
Yes.
Yippee!
There is only one person who would have known about the dual nature of the key.
And that is?
And that is the person who sent the Yatagarasu's key to the police. That is to say, the Yatagarasu herself.
Are you saying that this lawyer is the great thief, Yatagarasu?
Miss Yu, you used Mr. Rel to lure Mr. Faraday to a trap, didn't you? You, who profess to bear a grudge against criminals. Why? Why do something like this? Huh?
Who would have thought that you, a stupid rookie prosecutor, could see through me? You're sending the biggest chill down my spine right now, Edgeworth. This feeling of thrill, it's even greater when I sneak into some place.
Okay, there's the confirmation.
That...
You killed Faraday? Why? Answer me, Callisto, you!
Callisto Hugh. Huh? That's not my real name.
See?
Because my real name is, yes, the great thief Yatagarasu.
Oh!
Let me tell you something, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Faraday was one difficult man to deal with. For you see, he had discovered my true identity. Which is why I had to erase him from the world of law. I made Rel an offer, an acquittal for a little favor in return. All he had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Yatagarasu in court. But once we entered the recess, Rel was dragged off by Mr. Faraday, which threw my plan into a complete mess. I chased after them and eavesdropped on them through a crack in the door. That Rel caves only to two things, money and authority, just as all thugs do. I feared my plan was going to be ruined if Mr. Faraday held onto Rel any longer. Plus, if I had let them continue on the way they were, I would have been found out. That's why I had no choice. I had to kill them both.
But didn't you say that you despise criminals?
Do I really?
You! Have you forgotten about the KG-8 incident too?
Maybe.
That's what the woman would...
So then, was it your plan to kill Mr. Faraday with the very evidence that you sent?
Well, I had a good idea of what Mr. Faraday was going to do. I anticipated that Mr. Faraday was going to prove that Rel wasn't the Yatagarasu by using this Yatagarasu's key as evidence, and that he would bring it with him. Which is why I thought to use the knife portion. With a weapon as well disguised as this, no one would be the wiser. Because who in their right mind would think of something like this could be a weapon? I casually entered lobby number 2 on the pretext that I had to talk with Mr. Faraday. And in order to get in with him, I pretended to be worried about something. He then would let me hold the Yatagarasu's key, just like that. He never noticed that I had to change the key into a knife inside that plastic bag. And he didn't have the chance to take note of the knife that took his life.
How could you kill him?
I knew him for a long time, you know. At the very least, I thought to give him a quick and painless death.
But if you killed Mr. Faraday first, there was no need for you to kill Mr. Rel as well.
I believe I mentioned why when we were placing Detective Gumshoe under arrest. Something about having accidentally creating an eyewitness.
So are the cameras rolling? Let's make sure we got all this confession recorded.
And how that led the killer to think about setting them up as though they killed each other.
Oh, then the trick with the surveillance tape.
Yes, I hadn't actually planned to use a gun. The risk was too high that I'd be caught. However, that's when I remembered the existence of that surveillance tape. Which is why I had Rel set me up with the crime scene. And after all was said and done, I rewarded him for his hard work with a bullet.
You're a defense attorney, aren't you? How could you? How could you betray a client?
Client? If you want to talk about who was a client of whose first, it was me. I was the client in the murder of the Cadopian Embassy staff member, Deed Man.
You ordered a hit job.
You still haven't figured it out, Mr. Man? I had Deed Man killed because he was about to give away info about the smuggling ring. Now, who exactly do you think would benefit from such an assassination?
It can't be. You're...
That's right. I'm a member of the smuggling ring.
What?
How could this?
You don't mean you're working with Manny Cochin too, do you?
Maybe. Maybe not. Guess you'll never know. The Yatagrasu claims to be noble, but you're just another cold-blooded murderer! That's right, little girl. The Yatagrasu is just another killer.
Be quiet, you!
Yatsugarasu! You can run from the law, but you'll never escape it. So just humbly accept the judgment of this court. We got the cameras rolling.
Hey, Edgeworth.
I hope.
Did you know the Yatagarasu has 3 legs? Do you know why that is? No? Well, let me tell you. It means that the Yatagarasu has more than one razor-sharp way to do her work.
Well, fuck.
What?
Ugh!
You really are too naive, Mr. Edgeworth. You even handed the Yatagarasu's key right to me without a second thought. Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I'll still gladly take it.
You mean the key was your real target?
And even after I gave you such great advice, didn't I tell you to always keep a good eye on a criminal? Or you may regret what comes of your negligence.
You two get down!
Ick! Ah!
My body. I can't move.
Hey, mister! To your right!
Oh.
You!
Edgeworth can dodge bullets now. Hooray.
Edgeworth unlocked the skill, dodge.
All right, let me get.
I imagine he unlocked that skill after the incident in the elevator.
Nah. That's when he unlocked the skill. Shoot.
I like how we're gradually regressing, because previously we needed to be told that like sound can go through windows. Now we need to be told, hey, you can move.
And also, apparently, sound does not travel outside the courtroom.
Apparently not.
As far as we know, yet.
So.
Oh god damn it! This means that the little girl actually became Piccolo for a minute there.
All right, gonna get caught up with the chat real quick here. Zargum says, according to you, girl euthan is a post. Pretty sure a full body X-ray on your ass will come back blank. Damn. Also, he said, Dade Man, fighter of the night, man, champion of the sun. I don't know what song that is, but sure. Dade Man, fighter of the night, man. Whatever. And also about the 3 legs. You is as hung like Zeus. Well, you made that joke, not me. Where the heck is the bailiff? Yeah, bailiff. What the fuck, man? Where are you?
We have all these all this security in place, and she just casually brings a gun into a courtroom.
Yeah.
What happened to everyone in the place is supposed to be thoroughly investigated.
No, that isn't.
You see, this is Ace Attorney.
Clearly.
Thorough investigation just means you look at it, he's like, okay, seem trustworthy, move on.
Clearly, the focus was, let's have a murder in a courthouse without realizing the implications of that.
The thing is, though, is that the other two, like the actual murder weapons, are like reasonable. It's like the gun.
Yeah,
was
like
evidence.
they
Like, they're
figured out
both
a way.
evidence.
Yeah, they figured out a way to bring 2 murder weapons in here that would logically make sense, and then Callisto Yu just has a pistol.
For some reason.
Yeah. Also,
It would make sense if she like at some point was like needing.
I would have bought the fact,
'Cause-
actually, like, I would have bought if it was an airsoft and it was just something that they all thought was real. It's like, no, it's just a toy.
It's just a water gun and starts shooting water.
Also from
I
Zargman.
mean, my whole thing is like she got the, she got back the like key, so it would make sense to me for her to also have done something to try to like be able to hold the gun.
Oh yeah, I mean, if
But
like we
that-
saw her take the gun for some reason, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Edgeworth handed her the key.
Yep, so it's gone now. Also, quick thing, that song from before is Always Sunny in Philadelphia reference, I guess. It's a sitcom. Anyway, let's continue. Let's wrap up this case. Are you alright, Francisca?
Perfectly fine, Miles.
Her voice is shaking, but it looks like she's unharmed. Where did Kay go?
I got
Oh.
shot.
That's a gunshot!
I'm dying.
And Kay died that day. The Kay we met in the present is actually her twin sister.
It's the bad ending. Oh no. Bad.
Sorry, but it looks like she got away. I called the precinct. They should have a perimeter set up soon.
Detective Bad, are you alright? I heard a gunshot.
I'm okay. Just got another hole in my jacket.
I
Where?
would love if they actually had added a hole for that.
Yeah.
He may say he's fine, but he looks quite shaken.
More importantly, boy, I mean, Mr. Edgeworth, Ms. Von Karma, are you two hurt?
I'm absolutely fine.
I'm also alright, thanks to Kay.
Speaking of Kay, where is she?
I'm bleeding out.
I don't know. She just sort of disappeared.
I'll go look for her.
I can see the light.
Don't walk into it!
It's so far.
Bad?
Oh, and
Ah!
hey, Detective Gumshoe.
So I get to finally show up in this episode.
I forgot you existed.
I'm relevant again.
Were you ever relevant?
I'm sorry I doubted you.
Don't worry, sir. It's not your fault. Well, I lied to you guys too, after all.
I heard about what happened from Kay. Lying while giving testimony is still unforgivable. But in this case, you were protecting Kay and her feelings. Looks like you just might have what it takes to be a real detective.
Ah, yes. Fake
You lied to me, therefore you're a good detective.
Do you mean
Ain't
it,
that a
sir?
commentary?
Great job! You're a liar!
Now don't you ever lose that detective spirit, okay?
Don't worry, sir. I will continue to lie under oath. You got it, Pop.
Constantly. Pops, you watched one too many detective dramas recently, have we?
Way to single-handedly destroy the cheery atmosphere with one snarky comment.
I should get back to the investigation. I swear I'll catch you if it's the last thing I do.
But I didn't do it. Oh,
later.
right. The person.
I
Right.
love how
Yeah.
we all decided to make the exact same joke at the same time.
Be careful.
Come on, that was low-hanging fruit.
Yeah. Be careful, Detective Bad, and take care.
Thanks. Well, I'm off. Maybe we'll run into each other again someday.
Foreshadowing?
And he was never heard from again.
And he died immediately after leaving the courthouse with a bullet from the gun Callisto Yu was holding.
So, thanks a bunch, pal. You're the best.
I will swear my loyalty to you forever. You will
You really
regret
did
this.
find out the truth behind everything.
Yes, well, I'm glad we solved everything before you were taken to prison. Oh no.
Aw, sad judge.
I can't believe how much trouble I caused you with my testimony, Detective Gumshoe.
It was no problem, really. I mean, I lied too, so I didn't really help anything.
Dutch didn't lie!
It's really not
he
your
did
fault,
lie
man.
through stupidity.
You lied by being an idiot. I lied because, well, I don't want to say.
Well, even if we haven't had his honor's testimony, I think that lawyer would have found another way to get you convicted on her behalf.
Yeah, I can't believe I was about to get fired during my first week
I
as a
think it's
detective.
gonna get worse than fired!
I mean, when my salary is so high as it is right now, I mean, things can only go up from here.
Well, so long as you're not fired, you should work hard, give all that you have, and perform your duties well. Oh, and one more thing. Kay left a present for you with me.
You did? Ooh, what is it? Is it more money? I could really use some money right now, pal.
What was it that Kay left for me, the proof of their friendship?
It's the gun.
Swiss roll.
Chaos Swiss roll.
It's a courthouse special Swiss roll. Can I really have it?
Yes, it's a present meant for you, after all.
Thanks a bunch. You have no idea how happy this makes me, pal.
It's because my dad's dead.
Oh. Well, now I'm less happy, but I'm still gonna eat this right now.
Sure, go ahead. The Swiss rolls Detective Gumshoe and Kay bought together. While the one Kay saved never reached her father, it would appear that her sentiments have touched the heart of this detective.
They didn't even remember me.
Exactly.
He's so happy. It's as though he is having a welcome back celebration of his own.
Well, I was asked by Kay to give it to him.
Whoop! That was so good, pal. What kind of cheer is whoop? I can't believe I got to eat 2 of these delicious things in one day. My stomach is fuller than it's ever been and probably ever will be. It's like I'm in Swiss roll paradise or something. I've got to thank Kay myself. Hey, wait, where is she?
I
He
made
only-
the light.
He only noticed just now. Was his mind not present when we discussed her earlier? Detective Bad left to go search for her earlier. Maybe you should go join him.
Yeah, you betcha, pal. I'm gonna go help him. Oh, but first... You know what, pal? Actually, I guess I shouldn't be so rude to you anymore, huh? I'm gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
You will regret this.
Oh, what has my life turned into? I sense nothing but a most troublesome relationship from that ominous statement.
We should go home too, Miles. We have to hurry and report what has happened to Papa.
Oh yeah, he just went home.
Yep. Agreed.
Just booked a tree.
Well,
a plane
I'm
to
afraid we must be going now,
Germany.
Detective.
Roger, sir. And don't you worry. I'll investigate the next case we're on real well.
I'll, be counting on you. The scent of trouble is definitely in the air.
So don't you worry. I'm sure next case that you do will be one you will always remember for good reasons.
Yes, just make sure to thoroughly investigate any cause that happen to be involved. Okay.
Thus, like a bad dream, my first outing at court came to a disturbing end. A few months later, I was finally able to properly stand in court as a prosecutor.
And I got even more traumatized.
Oh, hell yeah, I did. But the detective in charge of the investigation was, as I dreaded, Detective Gumshoe. After that, he became my direct subordinate. I have
It's
tried.
too late.
And he never ate anything but ramen ever again.
I
have-
never ate another Swiss roll.
I have tried, but words fail to describe the immeasurable suffering he has caused me. But I suppose that's just how things are.
Man, not even a single kind word or anything. Just,
Nope.
Yeah, I hate him. I hate him. Fuck this guy.
He's here for fan service, that's it. As for
He's
the...
here because we love him.
Yeah. As for the little girl who suddenly disappeared, she is now...
Lying dead in a pool of blood in a courtroom somewhere. And then
I've
resurrected
been
herself.
dead this whole time. So, do you remember now?
Yes. I remember everything.
I'm just picturing that he's just been like standing there reminiscing, just staring off into space for like the past like hour.
Edgeworth, it's been weeks. How long does it take for you to remember the entire story?
I swear, it's been so long that you're gonna go home and you're gonna be getting deja vu in your office.
And then you're gonna remember all of this again.
Yeah. Time loop,
And
baby.
it'll be an eternal time loop.
Kay, it's been a
Oh.
while.
I'm kicking you out of the server.
Kay, you sure grew up a lot.
Of course. But thank goodness, I thought you two had totally forgotten about me.
You know, I was really worried about you after all that. Where have you been all this time?
I've been dead.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Gummy, I didn't know you cared.
I didn't until like about 5 minutes ago.
After my father died, I went to go live with my mother's relatives. They lived really far away, so I wasn't really able to come back here all that much.
Oh, is that what happened? Well, I'm just glad you're all right.
You see, I went to the fantastical land where all Ace Attorney characters go when we need to be out of the story.
Wow, I've heard of that place. I would really like to go someday, but I don't have the salary for it anymore.
It is so funny to me.
Maybe when we all go up and when we get a graphical change, I'll pay the place a visit.
Sad. Ow. Oh, no.
Gumshoe, come home. But no, I love how whenever a character is just gone from the story, it's just like Europe.
I went to the other country that exists.
I think you missed a line. I think you skipped.
You
I was just laughing.
laughed.
Yeah.
So, does it all make sense now?
You betcha it does. I need no further explanation for how the world you got to that country.
Oh, you know what? I was going through my father's bookshelves recently, and
But you were able to get into your father's old house? How were you able to do that?
Actually, there are still a number of things that don't make sense, Kay.
Well,
Europe isn't real.
First of all, why did you come all this way to see me? And second, why are you calling yourself the Yatagarasu? Don't you know that
So,
she's a killer?
So yeah, the Yatagarasu murdered my dad, but...
The Yatagarasu is Callisto Yu, the woman who killed your father.
No, you're wrong. The
Suddenly
real
serious.
Yatagarasu was my father.
Huh?
Mr. Faraday was the Yatagarasu?
Like I said, I was going through my father's bookshelf recently. And I found a secret diary hidden among his books. I have no regrets in choosing to walk the path of the Yatagarasu.
Dun dun dun!
That was written in his diary, and that's how I know for sure.
Huh? But that's impossible!
What's with that look? You don't believe me?
It wasn't just the expression on my face. I clearly said it was impossible just now. Do I need to repeat it to
I'm
you?
deaf. All right then. How do you explain this? It's a BlackBerry.
It's a way of disarming any security system of the user's choosing.
I know BlackBerries are so cool. Yep, that's Little Thief. Truth be told, this is the Yatagarasu's greatest secret. And this little gizmo was used by my father.
Wow! Mr. Faraday wasn't just a great prosecutor, he was really a great thief, huh?
Yeah, my father... My father worked really hard to steal the truth. But he was killed. And the Yatagarasu was no more. But despite that, the Yatagarasu has been spotted again recently. It was me. I've been doing crime.
Oh my god, can the Yatagarasu just stop changing identities, please?
Someone other than you?
The Dread Pirate
Here.
Yatagarasu.
Here, Mr. Edgeworth, take a look at this article.
Oh, the Yatagarasu sent the embassy a calling card.
Yeah, meaning this person's a fake. I'm almost certain that Callisto Yu lady is behind this. Because the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a gaudy card out.
But the Yatagarasu did send a white card along with anything to be publicized. That's what Detective Bad told me 7 years ago, if memory serves.
Well, as soon as... Sorry, you've been staring into the void for so long that I'm kind of tired. Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up, and I knew I just couldn't let it go. So I searched you out, so that I could obtain the truth behind the Yatagarasu. Because if anyone can help me find it, I figured it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. I met you once.
And that was enough. So you're saying that I have your father's and Miss Yu's identities backwards?
Yes, because the real Yatagarasu is noble to the end. And I want to revive the real, noble Yatagarasu. If I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace.
Okay.
You're so honorable. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'll always be here to cheer you on, pal. Go
you help me
commit crime.
Even if you're honorable, a thief is a thief. And if you are planning to commit a crime, then I'm afraid I can't be complicit.
Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, you guys are not making it easy if I'm French now.
Oh.
Wee bucket.
Oh, you guys are not making it easy for me. Who am I supposed to support now?
Mr. Edgeworth.
Okay, I'm gonna go support him.
What I want from you is not to steal something. What I want is the arrest of that evil woman.
That evil woman? You mean Callisto Yu?
I think it's too hard for me to catch her all by myself. You know, because I'm 17. But I thought that since you were able to expose her for who she is, then maybe... Please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you help me?
Come to think of it, I do believe I owe you.
Huh? Owe me for what?
When Miss Yu made her escape, it was you who saved my life.
I just yelled at you.
And that was enough. Furthermore...
You were standing still for some reason and being stupid.
When you made her escape, it was you who saved me. This is not at all confusing to people who speaking via words.
Yes.
Why did they name him that?
UK had helped unlock my bullet-dodging powers, and for that I am eternally grateful. Furthermore,
Now I have plot armor thanks to you.
Furthermore, you helped me with the investigation today. I am not so rude as to leave favors unrepaid.
Then you mean...
Yes, because I'm obligated to for our finale case. That case has been weighing down my soul ever since that fateful day. Perhaps the time has come to settle things once and for all. If you don't intend to sell your hands in a crime, then I believe I can help you.
Mr. Edgeworth, thank you!
Yay, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Isn't that great, Kay?
Yeah, it sure is, Gummy!
I'm so glad we headed to the final case right after this one, and definitely not to a tutorial case.
Even though he had completely forgotten about her until just now. What is with their chummy relationship? It makes me cringe. The great thief Yatagarasu. After all that time, the true identity of the thief sank back into the darkness. Burn Faraday, Callisto Yu, and Kay Faraday. Oh, jeez, let me see.
Phantasmagorically.
Yeah, the phantasmagorically changing identity of the great thief Yatagarasu. And Yatagarasu's real goal. It would all come to light the day after I made that promise to Kay. And I rhymed for no reason.
The day after.
Because I'm a poet.
Yes, the day after I also solved the whole thing of that guy in my office.
Yeah, that happened at like 2 a.m.
Anyway, we did it!
We did it! Yay!
We're done!
The final case! The best case in the game next week!
No!
Oh, yay!
I'm disappointed that I didn't get to voice Von Karma again, but oh well.
That's fine. You know what? I have a feeling that a Von Karma voice may be in your future.
Just perhaps.
But I'm
No,
not gonna
it's
say
in my
more than that.
past.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Alright, so thank you all. We are 4 cases in. Just a quick congrats to the team. We made through another case. So, I think I do have the list. So, Miles Edgeworth over here, obviously. Gumshoe by Flair, of course. Wonderful job. Great. Judgy the Udge. Mr. Judge. Sir Judge.
I barely did anything this session.
Yep. Brightfire was Detective Bad. Wonderful job there.
Yeah. Whatever.
Callisto Yu and Young Princess of Karma, done by Kaylin. And
That was an epic breakdown laugh.
That was good.
It was really
Yes,
good.
that was an excellent breakdown laugh.
Very nice.
Overgrowth as Young K.
I've been dead for 7 years.
Yes. And of course our extras. Thank you, Legon, for playing to Bailiff and many other characters in the case, as well as that
Yeah. Yeah, just don't look at the first part of this case if you want to hear anything other than my voice, because I'm in at least 60% of it.
There we go.
Oh, don't worry. Next time, I forget what character you play next time, but next time you have a bigger role.
I get to have a lesser role finally. My voice
Next
can finally
time,
break.
next time, who Legon
Finally
plays?
relax.
I have
Hey,
the
pal.
You want to know who Legon plays next time?
Who?
Gumshoe.
I'm just.
Oh, he
I'm
does?
just glad I can.
Yep.
Is that what I gave him? I don't actually remember.
Yep. Next time, Legon is Gumshoe and I'm Edgy.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
We're back to
I'm
you.
just glad I
I can tell we're gonna get along great, pal.
Oh no.
Everyone's got a pretty interesting role in this case. So.
Oh God, what is the name of the recording booth?
What?
What?
Open up.
Open
What?
All right, everybody. I'm going to sign off here because people got to go into bed. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm glad to be back, although we're only going to have time for one more recording this year. That'll be the 15th because, well, I'll be back on the 29th if you guys want to sneak one more in.
I don't think I'm available on the 29th.
Yeah, so it will be the 15th then as our last stream of the year. But
Yes, and obviously we will be getting through the entire case in one sitting. No questions asked,
Obviously.
this is
I
happening.
would die.
Streamathon, baby.
We'll be sitting here for 12 hours.
Ugh.
One go.
So I'm
That sounds awful.
All right, so I'm going to send everyone to Marbles Plays. They're playing a new Indiana Jones game that came out, The Great Circles. That seems fun. So go support them, good friend. And I'll catch you all Tuesday to wrap up Hades. Cross fingers that I will. And back for Elden Ring on
Yippee.
Fridays. Yep. But
Oh
bye,
my
everyone.
goodness, hello, baby.
Good
Are you
night.
sure it's the right Marbles Plays?
Yes, I did it this time.
Okay,
Good
good.
job.